Danfo offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshe traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danfo, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danfo, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danfo, Africa. To learn more, visit danfo.africa.
At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Peace, family. We are live again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you all. Thank you so much for joining us. You guys know the drill. Hit the like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe. Again, if you're new, if you're brand new, it does not cost to hit that subscription button and that notification bell. Does not cost at all. You guys come on in. Don't be shy. Come join the conversation. Again, come join the conversation. We're going to have a great time today at In Search of Uhuru. Hope everyone's having a great Sunday. Or if you're in East Africa somewhere, it's Monday. But yeah, y'all come join us. Pull up a seat. Get you some lemonade or some water. I don't really drink like that. If I were in Nigeria on a Sunday, I might have an Origin beer. I could use an Origin beer right now. Oh Lord, I could use an Origin. That sounds so good right now. Origin beer. And come and pull up. Got a couple of announcements. Announcement number one: we are rolling to Cape Town, South Africa. That is end of March. March 25th to April 2nd for the Cape Town Jazz Festival. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo, that's DANFO.Africa to learn more. We will love to host you all in South Africa. We are also rolling to Senegal in May for another jazz festival. That's May 9th to the 18th. If you're interested in joining, please visit Danfo.Africa. We're also going to Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival. That's August 2nd to the 11th. And then we are going to Zanzibar in September for Safari Blue. That's September 20th to the 29th. And in November, we're doing Ivory Coast and Ghana. Again, if you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. If you're interested in joining us, please visit Danfo.Africa. Without further ado, let's jump into today's topic. Ghana is an AES vassal state. It's a sovereign state. What they're doing is stupid, but it doesn't impact AES. Yes and no. And the reason why I say that, Burkina Faso borders Ghana to the north. France, I'm sorry. Burkina Faso borders Ghana to the north. Burkina Faso, the country that just kicked out France, is now next door in Ghana. They're also in Abidjan, or they're also in Cote d'Ivoire and Togo and Benin. So Burkina Faso is completely surrounded by, you could say, these countries that are heavily influenced by France. So now with France doing joint military drills with Ghana in Ghana, if you ask me, that could be a problem. If you ask me, I would be concerned. I would definitely be concerned. I mean, their former colonizer and country that they kicked out is now has boots on the ground in a country that borders them. You can't tell me that is not a problem. But before we go in even more, guys, go visit Downfall.Africa, sign up for the mailing list. You will get a phone call from me, by the way. Again, everybody who signs up for the mailing list, I personally call. But yeah, this should be taken seriously. This definitely should be taken seriously. And it doesn't make sense, the type of, I mean, like, what co-opted military drills does France have to run with Ghana? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, what kind of partnership is really here we go. Let's play this news segment by Joy News in Ghana.
Now a local tax expert will do your taxes for $150 all in. They know your situation, from self-employment to W-2s. Pay only $100.
Ghana's fight against illegal mining was given a boost as armed forces partnered French military for intense jungle warfare training to equip Ghanaian soldiers to wage war on armed illegal miners. The Ghana Armed Forces have partnered with the French military for intense.
So you want me to really believe that Ghanaians don't know how to? I mean, okay, who are these illegal miners? Who are these illegal miners to the point that Ghana needs to call in the French to help them defeat them? That's my first question. Who are these armed illegal miners? Because from my understanding, all the illegal miners, for the most part, are the Chinese. But who are these armed illegal miners who are so heavily equipped that they could take down a Ghanaian military to the point where Ghana had to go seek help from France? Can somebody answer the question? Can somebody respond to that question? Help me out. Who are these illegal miners? Who's funding them? Where are they getting artillery from? Who are they?
Intense jungle warfare training to equip Ghanaian soldiers wage a more effective war against illegal mining.
So, guys, I'm lost now. So there's been a war against illegal mining in Ghana? A war? I didn't know about this war. Any Ghanaians in the chat? Can you tell me more about this war that's going on? So I guess these illegal miners got tanks and fighter jets. I know they got illegal miners, but I mean to the point where these illegal miners are armed to the teeth. When they could take down the Ghanaian military.
The French and Ghanaian armies have for weeks now been engaging in live training in the jungle at Achiase Jungle Warfare Training School in their quest to combat armed illegal miners.
But what I don't understand. Where are the jungles in France? So the French have to come teach the African how to fight in the jungle? Someone help me out. So the French have to come to Africa, have to leave France, come to Africa, and teach the African how to fight in the jungle. I need somebody help me out. A Ghanaian help me out. So the Chinese are arming the illegal miners. Ghanaians don't know how to fight in the jungle, so they have to send the French to come. No, help me. Listen, I'll put the link in the chat room here in a minute. You guys come on here and explain this to me.
My colleague Gemma Apia spent a day with the troops and reports.
Gunshots ringing out at the jungle village inside the jungle warfare school as Ghanaian soldiers undergo specialized training aimed at fighting illegal mining.
So in a real combat situation, when I get shot at short range in a jungle environment, the first thing I'm going to do, because
the exercise is being conducted in partnership with the French military, who have joined the Ghana army in the jungle for weeks of intensive training. The program focuses on 4 key areas designed to strengthen the fight against illegal mining. France was selected for this exchange program because of its experience tackling illegal mining in French Guyana, one of its overseas territories.
A bit slower, but with more precision.
So for the past 3 weeks, personnel from the Ghana Army, we understand 38 soldiers and 5 military officers drawn from different units across the country have been here at Achiase, the Jungle Warfare School, and I'm inside the bush, and the personnel of the Ghana Army plus the French military, 16 of them, have been training, exchanging ideas and focusing on how to shoot with precision, how to apply first aid, and also how to even arrest people, particularly illegal miners.
The French have to come to Ghana to teach the Ghanaians how to arrest people. Now, something is off. Something is off. So Africans, we don't know how to fight in the jungle, and we don't know how to arrest people. Am I missing something? What's the proper way to arrest an illegal miner? U.S. military troops deployed to Nigeria? Yeah, because, I mean, Tinubu's over his head. Tinubu is over his head. Yeah. Everything that's going on right now in northern Nigeria, I mean, what can he do? Larry, are you going to go to Nigeria and put on a military uniform? Hell, I'm not either. No time soon. But this right here in Ghana is minor compared to what's going on in northern Nigeria.
Commander of the Army Training Command, Brigadier General Joshua Amano, explains that the soldiers undergoing the training are not currently part of NIMOS. He notes that troops on active NIMOS operations cannot be withdrawn for training, but due to routine rotations, these soldiers could soon be deployed to apply the skills they have acquired.
Now, the NIMOS is in operation. And so sometimes it is not good to pull out the forces who are deployed in the field. So this next group are prepared to be able to take over from those who are already in the field. Remember that when you deploy troops, after a while, we do what we call relief in place. So you change them, you rotate them.
The head of the French military team, Lieutenant Nicolas, says the engagement has been mutually beneficial, stressing that while his team has shared expertise, they're also leaving Ghana with added skills.
It's been very interesting. We showed our way to the Ghanaian, but the most interesting part was learning how they do it. And I think we learned a lot from those 3-week course.
What are some of the things that you learned from the Ghanaians and what the Ghanaians also learned from you?
Well, we learned a lot about jungle survival. They are very strong in this area.
The Ghanaian soldiers say the French doctrine is not very different from what they are already used to, but acknowledge they have picked up new skills that will help them more effectively combat illegal mining.
Although our doctrine is not far from them, but
our doctrine is not so far from them. Man, I hope this isn't a cover for, hey, let's creep on into the AES since we're right next door.
We are also taking something out of what we are learning so far.
Describe what you have learned that you were not used to as a military officer in Ghana.
Okay, tactically, what I will say is it is not different from ours, but at least we've learned something small.
As a soldier, when we are going for a war or operation like this, normally we may have an injured person among us. So now they have taught us how to provide improvised structure, which are very good. That one I've learned it a lot.
So how ready are you to fight Galamsey?
Oh, we are ever ready. In fact, with the Ghana Army, we were already in good position to fight the illegal mining. But with this training, the essence of this training is to sharpen our skills and improve upon our capability. German, aho! Ahoya! Aho! Ahoya! Combatant! Everywhere! Combatant! Ready to kill! Ready to die! Ready to die! Ready to kill! What makes the grass grow? Blood! What makes the champion grow? Sweat! Jerryman, show John News and Ghanaians your face! Yeah! Jangler! Live, fight, or die hard! Ahua! Silver! Galamperos, we are coming.
Right, so these military officers and soldiers are ready to fight illegal mining, the country's biggest problem. Reporting from the Jungle Warfare School in Achiasi in the Eastern region, my name is Gemma Apia for Joy News.
Silver!
Listen, it's called Connect Team, and it's insane. I don't do schedules or timesheets manually anymore. And it worked.
And human activity is taking a heavy toll on wildlife at Ghana's premier conservation site. All
right, guys, I'll put the link in the chat room. If you want to call in after the conversation. If there's something I'm missing, let me know. They couldn't call Kagame to come in and train the soldiers? Or Kenyans, or I don't know. But guys, links in the chat room. If you want to call in. Yeah, Larry, because Tinubu asked for help. So I mean, Tinubu could have easily said, "Hey, we don't need your help, Donald Trump," and that would have been into that. All right, go ahead, Afro Man.
Hello, good
Afro,
evening, good
how are you?
afternoon, whatever the time is. I'm doing good. Dynast, I am not
Yeah.
a fan of AFRICOM, nor am I a fan of the French military.
Uh-huh.
But I want to contextualize this.
Go ahead.
I think we might be making more of this than what it really is. Okay. First of all, Mahama is actually a staunch Pan-Africanist. Just today, he held a press conference at the AU announcing that he's going to pursue reparations or to lay, I think, like not a bill, a vote at the UN demanding for reparations for Africa. So you're not dealing with a stooge. What is happening is that I think, and again, this is from what I've read, France, the French military had some experience in Gabon, in Cameroon, in Ivory Coast, in other areas in so-called Francophone Africa fighting. The Ghana army has basically never been to war. Okay. The Galamsey Menace, which is basically the illegal mining, has taken over. And you'll be surprised that many of these people are actually well armed. When you see their weapons and ammunition, you can tell that they are well resourced. They first sent the police. The police were unable to stop them. They were more equipped than the police. And so now they're sending the army, and they're only adding up to their skill. The French army has no base in Ghana. They have no root in Ghana. They have no establishment in Ghana. As you saw from the news item that you yourself played, it was a 3 weeks course. So I don't think that we should think that this is a way for France to use Ghana to launch against Burkina Faso. Look, if you notice, it was Mahama, the current president of Ghana, when he came in, he's the one who actually brought some friendship between the AES, that is Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, who formerly had left ECOWAS, and there were severing ties completely. He actually brought them back to some level of cooperation with ECOWAS. They actually trust Mahama. Mahama was in Burkina Faso, and he was invited by President Traore when he came to Ghana to at the inauguration of President Mahama. So there's this rapport between them. And so I strongly doubt that Ghana will lend itself to France to be used to fight Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, or any African country for that matter.
Okay. Go ahead, Kidola.
Oh, thank you, Dynast. Hello, everybody. This topic, French in Ghana. You see, in Ghana, chiefs owns lands. Our chiefs own all these lands. So these chiefs would have been cahoot with all those people who are mining these gold. So why did the president of Ghana, French soldiers are not jungle fighters. French soldiers are more urban or maybe desert, depends. They're not jungles. You know more about your territory more, because some of these soldiers in Ghana army be recruited in over Ghana, and their chiefs are there. Citizens, this kingdom, this series of this kingdom actually owns this land. They can easily talk to these people. Then, who are these people that, Ghana is not that radical like Nigeria. You can easily talk to these people and let them understand, especially the chiefs. And ask people to put out their arms, and that they are polluting the ground and the water. It's one thing I notice about these African leaders. Why some of them, I cannot talk much about this Ghana man. The Nigerian man is that he have a lot of, they have his brocos hold by big hands. His hands are not his hands not clean at all. It's very corrupt. He have something with France, possibilities, money is there now. In US, he also have criminal records. So he's very weak. He's very, very weak. Dedo is very, very weak compared to Ubuari, who have no money at all in none of these Western countries. No house, nothing. They can't try that. So I hope one thing Ghana should understand, Europeans don't come for free. They will come before they tell you, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, let's do this, let's do that. It might take some time, but they are very patient people. Africans are also patient like that. If they could not defeat the jihadists, who is that? What of your talk, man? He could have defeat the jihadists with Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso change their mind and take the risk to fight their own battle. How do you think they'll be in Ghana? French are not the French people or the French government. They're not really friends to English-speaking people. Because they believe the English-speaking people are the one, in a way, opening the eyes of the Francophones. So, look at Nigeria. French are coming, they destabilize us. They make us like friends, that see what they did in the Ivory Coast. That ECOWAS could not even say, why are you attacking Gbagbo? Jonathan mouth was closed because the party make him have something there. So I hope this man that is in power now understand the white man is never really your friend. You have to become your friend yourself to your people. Let your money, don't stop buying house in overseas. That's what I could say that, Dan.
All right, go ahead, V.
Hi, guys. Good evening or good day, wherever everybody is. I heard about this I think some few days ago, and I was really shocked. I was shocked in the sense that first and foremost, the Ghanaian army knows their terrain. And if the Ghanaian army are well resourced, I always come back to resourcing your army and training them, paying them well to do the job, which a lot of these politicians, they do not do because they are afraid of the army. They are afraid to resource their own army, unlike the Sahelians whom have realized that they need to resource their army to defend the nation properly. The Ghana army, if it's well resourced to chase after these illegal miners, they can do it. Just like if the Nigerian army is properly resourced to chase after the bandits and the kidnappers and the jihadists and everybody else, they also can do it. But you have politicians who are very, very corrupt, and they have a lot of interest all over the place to protect. In so doing, they always put their army in a very weakened position. So the army is not capable of recently, the United States brought them some cars, some army. I don't know the names. I'm not that the military or technically minded to know the names of those your big trucks that the army used. They brought them some, and the European Union also brought them some a few months ago. I was just ashamed. Ghana sits there and pride itself that we are the most number one gold producing nation in Africa. Blah blah blah. For what? For what? You can't resource your own army. So you have to go and borrow a few French army from somewhere to come in. First and foremost, I strongly believe money has changed hands. The French are there for their own reason. They're not there to fight any galamsey. And now, not only Ghana, we have the French army and the United States army in Ivory Coast. We have now the United States, France, and the British. I don't know if the British Army is in Ghana, but they seem to have a lot of close connection with the government. So they're also in Ghana. I don't know what's happening in Togo, but I do believe the Belgians and the French are in Benin. And then we have the Nigeria situation. And I don't know what is happening in Senegal or Guinea either. So basically, the Sahelians and the European Union are in Mauritania. Algeria is doing his own thing, and then what's the other country? Libya has got its own issues. So basically, what these people, in my own small mind, I'm not technically averse enough to understand, but in my own mind, the Europeans know what they're doing, because there was a statement a few years ago when the Sahelians had their coups and they kicked the French out. There were the French people saying that they cannot let go of the coastal countries. They said it categorically. They cannot let go of the coastal countries, because if they go,
you're going above your head, man. It's a security issue. You're
Louis,
going
let her finish. Let her
well,
finish.
hurry up.
You can't shout at me. They said it.
Correct.
Louis, we're gonna get you, Louis.
What is Correct?
Correct,
Correct.
No, man, I got it. Louis, I got it. Go ahead, V. Go ahead. And I'll pass the mic.
What security issue? Who are the people involved in the Galamsey? It's the politicians. It is a well-known fact, Louis. Get your facts right. It's the politicians who are engaged, or people who are connected to the politicians in both parties, in both political parties. They are the ones getting it. They are the ones massively involved in this Galamsey. The people that you see them in a pit digging, they're just ordinary people. They're looking to earn a bit of living. Usually, didn't you hear, you Louis, were you not in Ghana when the chiefs were complaining that the politicians come to their sort of territory, because the chiefs control the land, come to their territory, issue orders to people to come and do Galamsey when they have no control over it? Did you not hear that? So what the hell are you talking about security issues? This is not security issues. This is a plain conniving, dubious politicians and I strongly believe money has massively changed hands between them. What is the few French army going to do? Do the French army know the Ghana terrain? Are you telling me the Ghana army doesn't know the terrain better than the French? So where's the French coming to teach them? For crying out loud, do more research before you come and talk about security issues. Just before the previous government was voted out, they imported several drones, several hundreds of drones. They brought in, I don't know, some company to train them, one of these military to train the Ghana army in operating the drones, so they could use it to go above and find out what is going on on the ground in those bushes and all the way the people have taken it over. Guess what happened? As soon as the old government departed, this new government, nobody knows where the drones are. What the hell are you talking about? Let me keep quiet before I carry on. He doesn't know what he's saying. Their money has been changed hands. It is not security issues. When the politicians and the current president, he knows even his brother was one time been implicated in Galamsey. What the hell are you talking about, Louis? Let me stop here before I carry on.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Africa.
Greeting my brother Di. Oh God, yeah, greeting brother Dinus and everyone. Yeah. I mean, again, it's the same thing. When someone is here talking about things, like you get people shout you down, say all kind of stuff. It's all good. It's fine. In Sierra Leone we say time will soon fit clock. Okay, it will get there eventually. The reality is we know the global industrial complex, the military complex, is always behind the corporations. They're gonna follow the money. This is what it's about. They will follow the corporations. Anywhere they go, they will get their backings. If it's their mining companies, if it's their own interest, whatever it is, they're gonna follow it. But Africans will never learn. Most of the African leaders were following Trump, what he's tweeting and saying. they have always ignored Marco Rubio, the stuff that he said, and his policy, because that's the guys that deal with him. Trump is just sitting there. He's not the man that's dealing with him. It's Marco Rubio. He said we have to help our French Western allies in Africa. He said it clearly. It's there for everyone to see. And if you look at the Munich conference, this is not the first one it happened. They had one which is to do with the military yeah, about this is when Trump just came to power. That's I think one of their first meetings. The only African country I've seen there was the Guinean military presence out of the entire continent, and that's because they have a heavily interest in the aluminium bauxite in Guinea. You know, because they need that. America got a lot. They got a lot to gain in there, and they always been working together, and they managed to hold their relationship respectfully. But all the other countries were absent because that's when they were talking about all this stuff. What they're gonna do, what they're gonna be up to. War is money. They're gonna create problem in Africa, whether it's Boko Haram, whether it's gonna be ISWAP, ISIS, all this stuff, because they want to sell their arms. And if you're not buying it from them while they're creating the problems to fight the wars that they created, they'll come after you. It's just simple as that. You know, and so Nigeria, I don't know why we've been discussing Ghana. Ghana, obviously, they got few French troops there, but Nigeria is a bigger concern. They always have been. And I said this the last time I was here, that for some reason throughout the African history, from transatlantic slavery, there's a certain group of people in West Africa who have always caused us these problems. Whenever we have internal issues, they'll run outside and go seek help from their masters. The thing is, if you watch a lot of our people, they don't travel. We stay put, we deal with stuff internally. And someone did mention about the chiefs in Africa with giving away land to foreign nationals and foreign corporations. They're one of our biggest problems. You know, most of these lands you see in West Africa, they're not owned by the government, they're owned by the chiefs, and they're corrupt as hell. They're in cahoots with the government. You know, they part of the problem. But, you know, go back to the international problem that we have. Nigeria is about to do some things that is not going to favor the black race in the region, because West Africa was the final frontier of the black race when it comes to independence. Okay.
Sorry,
we
can
we
I
have.
just interject a minute? Just a minute. Have anybody listened to the Niger president's interview? It's very interesting. You guys should go and find it and listen. Abdurrahman Chiani. You guys should go and find it and listen to. He's given he said a lot in there. So I'll leave it there.
About what? About the geopolitics, or just give us a bit of
what he was I believe the interview was about the incident that they had where their airport was stormed and they managed to easily sort of fight them off. He gave a lot of pointers, and he was giving president's name. You guys should go and listen to it.
I did say this quite a while ago that Niger Republic is the weakest link, and people shout me down. No, they think I'm actually attacking the man himself. But let 1 second. But they do not understand how West Africa works, and the people that live in this region, and the things that are happening, and their neighbors, who is more vulnerable, who is more likely to have bad intentions for the others. And I know Nigeria always have been the Nigerian president has always been pissed off with Nigeria's situation because it's right above him. Okay, and for a fact that he was embarrassed by this lad, he's not happy. That's a fact. Okay, and he's very easily. He got so much problems. He's the weakest. Ola just said that clearly. Tinubu is the weakest president Nigeria ever elected. All he does is play little party politics. Trying to get all the other parties to come in. He spend the government money to buy politicians to come into his own political party before election instead of governing the country. Okay, and he is the previous president. I'm not the biggest fan of him because I already said he was someone that got some kind of PTSD in the war. You don't put someone like that in power after they've been in power anyway. He managed to keep that country sovereignty and also keep the country going manageably, just about for the people to survive. And this one came in, removed fuel subsidy, create tribalism between other groups, and spewing nonsense and he doesn't care. He want to do anything he can for his record because there's anyone can tell me that all this stuff that's going on in the north, all this killing and stuff like that, he doesn't know about it or he's not even part of it. You understand? Because he's with them. He's spent 27 years in the north of Nigeria to become Nigerian president. He knows very well. He knows all this stuff situation. And at the moment, he's worried that he's going to be the next Maduro. So he's a quiet coward. He's checking it out. And he's letting them build a base right next to Niger Republic. Yeah, and pretending to help Boko Haram when we all know USAID was what was used to fund Boko Haram. It's not me saying it. Just like Marco Rubio was speaking, Rick Perry said it in the Senate in America. So let's forget about Ghana. Let's not make this about Ghana because Ghana is a minority. Yeah. So let's look at the real issue that we face in the region because they're gonna try and do something in Niger, and if they get Niger, Mali, Burkina will all be next, and Ghana is gonna be used for the other side of it. It's obvious what they're doing. One is underneath Burkina Faso, one is underneath Niger Republic. Mali is hard to get to because they've got Algeria there. They got the Moroccans up there, which I don't think they will allow any such in.
Hey, Africa,
in their country.
30 more seconds. I got to pass the mic.
Yeah. So no, that's it for now, Dennis. Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. Let me read the super chat. Lion Champion 587. Thank you for the £1.99. Play Marco Rubio's recently speech at MSC. Okay, we'll play it. And also we'll play the speech after we go through this first round, the speech by the president of Niger. Say James, go ahead, and after Say James is Prince Louis. Go ahead, Say James.
Hi, Dennis. Thanks for having me. Interesting topic, and I called in because I would like to know if many panelists knows about a French general called Francois Lecointre. If you're not familiar with Francois Lecointre, he's a French general. Okay, it has. If anybody, if anybody that we don't know about him, you can go on YouTube and play some of his video when he speak on Africa, especially Francophone Africa, right? I want you to be acquainted about everything he said, and due to the fact that the Sahelian have kicked them out from the Sahel and they plan on coming back. Based on his own word, he said, if they don't come now, they're gonna figure out a way to come back later. This depends on their posterity. These are video he intended for all Africans, especially West Africans, to listen. Listen to them very clearly, based on their own word. So we don't get this confused, right? About the French. We've been telling our Anglophone brothers who these people are, but today I'm not gonna go in depth, right? The idea that Ghanaians gonna have to bring the French to help them fight illegal mining is so laughable. It's like me saying that the Ghanaians are bringing the French to teach them how to do French kisses. It's so laughable at this time, right? But I'm not gonna go in there because I respect Mahama. Mahama is a great ally to the AES. I don't know if he an area of a situation that's way far beyond his reach. I'm not gonna go there. I would love to hear from the Ghanaians themselves, but it's so laughable, right? These people, they want to. If Burkina kick them out, they're gonna just go next door. That's the plan. You kick them by the door, they come through the window. So I don't know why Africans still believe these are going to be the good allies for us. They're not. So you have a general who served for the French telling you that they can't go, they can't leave. But somehow, somewhere, you still figure out a way to bring them back because you love their French kisses. I mean, we shouldn't be having these debates right now, But I respect every.
How are they being brought back? How are they being brought back, though?
That's up for the Ghanaian to tell us. They're now in my country,
but they are not being brought back.
Are they in Ghana or they're not in Ghana? Okay. My question: are they in Ghana or they're not in Ghana? I thought the basis of this conversation is because of the fact that they're in Ghana. Are they there or not?
The French are in Ghana, yes.
Okay.
3 weeks. They are not based in Ghana.
It doesn't matter. The lady from Ghana was telling you, okay, sir, can you relax? The lady in Ghana was telling you about the interview that Chiani just had. I bet you didn't listen to that interview because before you come to Donna's show. You did not. You Anglophone, you don't know exactly what's going on in Francophone Africa. That's the problem. Johnny just had an interview 5 days ago talking about the French again. French military operating in Benin, Ivory Coast, try to destabilize AES. This is a fact.
Benin is
He provided all the evidence for you guys to go and take a look at it. He even challenged the president of Benin and Ivory Coast to say otherwise. They're not responding to that. So, my man, the deal is dead, man. It's dead on arrival. But I'm not here to judge any country who decide to pick the French as their allies. That's your right. But I'm just telling you, based on our intel, you cannot steal from me and go next to my neighbor and tell me I have to be happy because we are with your neighbor now. We can't be happy with that. And you have to respect that as well.
St. James, can I ask you a question, bro?
No, sure, go ahead.
Yeah. You and Ghana, for some reason, you haven't really got on in the last few years. Do you think Ghana is making money from the gold coming from Burkina Faso?
Ghana has their own gold.
I got it. Let's say James talk. I still got to answer the Prince.
Why Ghana would rely on Burkina's gold? Ghana got the own gold. We call the whole entire area the Gold Coast. We have our gold. They got their gold. Illegal. I don't even understand. Okay. It's like us bringing the Americans, right? In AES talking about they want to help fight. We do have illegal mining in Burkina Faso. We have them, but it's not a big of an issue to bring an ally just because of that. That would be laughable to the Burkinabés. Are you serious? Like you want to fight illegal money? This is something that's going on between our own selves, and you're gonna bring a foreigner to help us fight that shit? It's not gonna fly. Like the sister was saying, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that, and I would love for the Ghanaian to.
Well, no, I got to pass the mic to Lucas. Go ahead, Louis. Louis.
Thank you very much. When we have certain discussions, women shouldn't be there.
Nah, Louis, no.
No. I dare you.
What's your name?
I dare you.
Set him up.
Hold on. One mic.
Take him out.
No,
take him out.
Dennis, you should kick him out. You should kick him out for that. You should kick him out for that. Really do.
Listen. Hold on. One mic, Louis.
You guys, black men, you gotta kick me out.
Hold on, Louis. I'm gonna mute you, Louis. Don't no. This
Louis,
platform. V. Stop. No, I'm talking.
No, V. Stop.
I'm talking. All right, Louis. This platform is for everybody. Anybody could call in and add their opinion. I welcome everybody. So Louis, don't do that again. All right, go ahead. Let me unmute you, Louis. Go ahead.
Very good. Emotionalism, we show too much. As black people.
You are the one being emotional, Louis.
V, let him talk. Go ahead, Louis.
Everybody knows the history of Africa will tell you since the days of De Gaulle, when he got mad at Kwame Nkrumah for waking up the African people, he tried to get Kwame Nkrumah assassinated. Ever since those days, there was no French embassy in Ghana for years, up until recently. Okay? But the Ghana army always have experts coming to train them how to do certain things, because certain armies specialize in certain things. Okay? The war that's taking place right now in Ukraine, the new systems that have come out to fight against drones, different ways to drop weapons, Africa is way behind. Let me tell you something. If the French want to take Burkina Faso or any other AES, 24 hours. It won't even take that long.
That's not true, sir. It's not true. Man, I'm not gonna shut up, man. They can take Ghana in 24 hours. I don't know about mine, bro. They can take your country in 24 hours. I don't know about mine, man. Don't make that. Don't make that assessment on me, bro, sir.
It's my turn. No, don't say me. I didn't interrupt you.
Talk about Ghana, man.
Yeah, talk about Ghana. St. James, don't interrupt him. St. James, don't interrupt him. Let him speak.
Okay. Ghana has different. Listen, I was born in the 37 military hospital. My father was a sergeant in the Ghanaian army. I got two friends, SAS, British trained. One of them is in the French army. He goes around training the French people. He only recently retired.
When you address the topic, man, keep circling, man. Stop circling. Just address the topic.
You piece of pussy. Your fucking Traore decided to pick up the gun. If you can't stand it, get
You
the
see,
fuck out of
the lady just
here.
called you. She just called you emotional, right?
I'm speaking,
She
not
just
you.
called you emotional.
Yes, you fucking triggered me, you piece of shit. Who told you to
Yeah,
pick
I
up the
know.
gun and go fucking do
I
it?
know. I know.
Now you
I
fucking
know.
triggered me.
I know.
Lewis is a British man.
Let me talk.
Lewis is a typical British boy.
Let me
He's a
talk.
typical British man.
Let
Yeah.
me talk. Let me talk.
No, let Lewis finish.
I've waited patiently to talk. Let me talk. The Ghana Army, go and look at the dictionary, the diaries of any. You have to keep up with your training. Africa is so far behind with the training that we got. It's unbelievable. The new things they're learning through the new warfare that's happening, we ain't got no chance. So when we get,
what the hell is he talking about? If you are well behind,
shut your mouth and listen. Bitch, you might let something by accident.
Let him finish. In all fairness,
guys, let him. Louis, you got a minute. Louis, you got a minute. Go ahead. Don't interrupt him, guys.
You have to keep up to date your training. The British Army always there in Ghana doing training. The US Army always been Ghana doing training. We get communication with the French. Ghana is one of the best.
So you gonna do training for the next 100 years?
Guys, listen. Hold on. What, Mike? Hold on. Every time you guys interrupt Louis, I'm gonna give him an extra minute. Go ahead, Louis. You got a minute.
We've got 15 captains just to train them how to do certain things, or you're up in arms. If you can't stand get the fuck out of the kitchen, you piece of assholes. We are an independent nation and we can have who the fuck we like. You make them your enemies, that's your fault. You went under the French. When a fucking Nkrumah told you to come with Ghana, you said no. So now fuck you. They'll take out your country in a second. You're one of the poorest people in the world. And you want Ghanaians how to fucking build an army. We got an army and we get training for French. Fucking take it. Pussies.
Lewis, you're that road man thing today, though. You're that road man thing today. Lewis, what about you? You're that road man thing.
I got to pass the mic to Ben, and then I'll let you go, V. Go ahead, Ben.
Okay. Hey, greetings, fam. As it pertains to the topic, I just find it hard pressed, as I said the other day, why would you have the enemy of your brother, in your country and facilitating them? It just doesn't make sense.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
It don't make sense. You can't. The NATO, EU, they don't have no need for us to be there in their country. You understand? Or none of those things. But we always find need to facilitate the exploiter, the colonizer in our land, as if we don't have the means to figure out and do the things that we need to do for ourselves. And worst of all, knowing what, for me, Mahama, knowing exactly what the French have done to Africa, knowing what it has done to Burkina Faso, and you there in bed with these devils. I mean,
Ghana could go where they want to go.
Are you going to train the military? Are you going to train the military?
How you going to
Hey, hold on. Louis, you gotta let people talk, Louis. Go ahead, Ben.
Yeah. So for me, this is what one of the brothers said I was talking to a brother in the UK, and I mean, he's from Sudan, and he's like, listen, man, his mother is Jamaican, his father is from Shilluk tribe, and he's like, listen, man, Africa is a mess. He said, no matter where you go, no matter the tribe, no matter the clan, we don't know how to love and get along with each other. We don't. We always want to get the up on each other. And see, this is why Benjamin Demona he said, Europe didn't conquer us. They simply took advantage of our vulnerabilities. What's our vulnerabilities? This what you would call it, self-implosion, the self-hate, the jealousy, the survival-driven imperative. And so this is what I see driving
followers are fighting for the IDF in Israel.
Yo, allow me to finish speak, man. Hookla. All right. So yeah, that's what I wanted to add to the subject.
All right, go ahead, V.
Okay. First and foremost, Let me school this Louis guy that think he's got the loudest voice and he can shout. Burkina and Ghana can never go to war due to our historical, our cultural, and also traditional ties. Otunfo will never sit there and say that Ghana should facilitate any army from the land of Ghana or Dabong. I'm talking about our big chiefs here, Dabong, Hine, Yana, and all of them will sit there and say that any president, whoever they are, to take Ghana, allow Ghana to be facilitated to go and attack Burkina. That would never happen. That will never happen. So learn your history very well. Because if you learn your history, you will know that at the time when Ghana was in a lot, well, then it wasn't Ghana, Ashantis and the Gold Coasters, and then the Northern Territories were in a lot of trouble, and the Europeans were on our back. It's the people from Burkina that came to fight with us. So get that into your head. Mosi and all the other tribes, they came, they joined the Ashantis, and then they fought the British, okay? So get that into your head. So there's that historical tie. So it will never happen. The fact of the matter is, Africa is in a terrible state. This is showing to you that we don't have any meaningful, useful leaders. Useful leaders. The leaders that maybe they're showing a bit of action is the Sahelians, and they too, they've got their backs against the wall because of all that is going on. And with all the other, at the moment, you can tell that the coastal countries are surrounding the Sahelians.
Do you have any evidence that the French are here to stay for the long term in Ghana?
I don't know. I didn't make that decision, but they're there.
Oh, okay. So you're speculating.
There. Speculating what? That the French are in Ghana or they're not? What am I speculating
They're here
about?
for 3 weeks. Did you hear the news item? 3 weeks.
Let her talk. Let her talk. You be the toughest lady. Let her talk.
Louis just said it takes 24 hours to destabilize my country, and you're here talking about 3 weeks. So I don't get you guys, right? When you guys make your assessment,
I don't bring that Ghana. Hang on. I don't bring that Ghana and Nigeria to love rice for
So in 24 hours, the French can destabilize a country, and you're trying to make me believe within 3 weeks, right? Nothing can happen. So which is which? Help me understand.
No, listen. This
you are speculating because I just speculating based on nothing.
No. You listen. Stop being emotional and address the topic. Based on what I'm hearing, you guys are just being emotional because we are talking about Ghana. I haven't said anything bad about Ghana. The sisters in Ghana just gave you a history lesson, right? And I know that, right? But no. Hold on. I haven't made my judgment on Dramani. I know what Dramani stands for. I know his background. You know, I'm just addressing the topic. That's it. You being emotional, you want to attack the AES, and you try to be slick. Because no, you can't ask me. That's what I'm telling you. You can't ask me. Whether it's 24 seconds, whether it's 24 seconds or 3 weeks, whether it's 24 seconds or 3 weeks, it doesn't matter for us, right?
I think when you're missing the bigger point, yeah.
No, hold on.
You don't want
you guys are missing the bigger point.
No, there's no point here. No. Let me finish. My point is just to let me. My point is just to let me finish. That's my point. Let me finish. If you don't know about General Lecointre, you have to go back and listen to the video he addressed to Africans, especially to the ones who don't want to listen. Okay, it's not about having evidence. It's not about having evidence.
The reason is a lot of Ghanaians are strongly opposed it, so they have to come up with a statement. Why are they there in the first place? Come and fight, help us fight.
This is not the first time the French have partnered with the Ghana army.
I don't care. I do not care.
You don't know. Hold on.
Guys, I want to play this clip real quick of the Nigeria president speaking about the French, and then I got to pass the mic.
Foundation loan until you see this.
Thank you.
I am Mario Lopez here, and if you're thinking about getting
And for our next story, let's turn to the Sahel. Anti-French sentiment is gaining momentum in the former French colony. We are talking about Niger. Now, tensions between the two nations have been high since the junta took over in 2023. Now, the junta is led by General Abdourahmane Chiani, and he was officially declared the president in March of last year. and it has constantly accused Paris of trying to destabilize the country. And now, one of the members of the junta took things a notch further. Chiani's chief of staff, Amadou Ibro, has asked the people of Niger to prepare for a war with France.
Know this, we are going to enter into war with France. We were not at war. It's now that we're going to war with France.
Now, he made these comments at a rally earlier this week. The crowd was full of young people, and they cheered and chanted anti-French slogans. And what has been France's reaction to this? Now, Paris has denied the allegations and has rejected the possibility of French intervention in Niger. The French military has labeled the comments as information warfare. Just last month, the junta chief, Chiani, had accused President Macron of sponsoring a terrorist attack on an airport in the capital of Niamey.
We remind the sponsors of those mercenaries, including Emmanuel Macron, Patrice Talon, and Alassane Ouattara. We have sufficiently heard them bark, and they should now, in turn, be prepared to hear us roar.
Now, until the 2023 coup, Niger had remained a key security partner of France and the US. The Western powers had used the African nation as a base to fight against terrorist groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Islamic State. But things changed after juntas came to power in the Sahel in a series of coups between 2020 and 2023. Since then, the French influence has been waning across the region. The Sahel nations have cut ties with their ex-colonial ruler, France, and instead turned to Russia for military support. Their shift was fueled by their shared anti-West sentiment and the aim to guard their sovereignty. Now, as a part of this, the Sahel nations have been pushing for resource nationalism. Niger is a producer of uranium, which is used in the nuclear industry. Now, Niger's uranium has become a bone of contention.
All right, let me pass the mic to Burkina Bay. Burkina Bay, go ahead.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you, Dynasty. Hey, St. James, how are you doing, bro?
Faut donner ça aux Ghanéens là, faut les baiser, man.
Yeah, I'm saying bro because we're speaking in English. In another reality, I would have called you Sambiga. Right? So yeah, I wanted to give my opinion on Mahama. I'm laughing at what St. James told me. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to give my opinion on Mahama, all right? Because you see, when he first came in power, like he presented himself as a Pan-African, all right? And to be honest, I trusted him. And up to this day, I still trust him. It's just that like there's many moves that he made that is suggesting, like I'm just having suspicions, like it seems like they have something on him, okay? They're either blackmailing him or like something is happening that we don't know, all right? And that's my opinion. And I started having my doubts about him from the moment that he started making deals with the United States and accepting like deportees from all different countries, right? And from what I remember, those were like gangsters from like all different countries that he was willing to accept in Ghana because Donald Trump no longer wanted them in the United States, all right? So this is why I started having...
They were Africans, West Africans.
Yo, from memory, they were from all different countries, bro. All right? And none of them were Ghanaians.
They were West
None
Africans.
of them were Ghanaians.
Yeah, like they were not from Latin America or any mafia. These were West Africans. Please get the facts right.
That's fine, but that's fine, but they weren't Ghanaian. So you're proving my point. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. And then he accepted the French on his territory. All right. So what I'm thinking that they have something on him. All right. Because he went from being like very friendly to the AES to now making like funny moves. Like he doesn't need us to explain to him that the French are sneaky and that they're looking for
Why didn't
any
the
opportunity.
leader of Niger mention
Can you-
Ghana? Why
can you
didn't
let
the
him
leader
speak,
of
bro?
Niger
Can you let him
mention
speak?
Ghana?
Afro
Can you
man,
let him speak?
you gotta let him. You gotta let him talk, Afro man. Don't interrupt him. Go ahead, Burkina Bay.
Right. So he doesn't need us to explain to him how sneaky the French are. Like he knows it for himself. You get what I'm saying? He has a brain. Like he knows about history. All right. And he knows how ruthless the French are. All right. Every single tiny opportunity that they're going to have, they're going to use against the AES from Ghana. All right. And from anywhere, actually. If they need to make up an excuse to go like here and there so that they can like have an opportunity to attack the AES, they're going to do it. All right. And Mahama doesn't need us to explain that to him. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my opinion that I wanted to give about Mahama, because I really think he has like good intention. Initially, he started off with good intentions. All right. But then eventually, I think I'm suspecting that like they have something on him. Like they found a way to blackmail him, or like, you know, something is happening. Because like
My
he's no
brother,
longer behaving the way.
he's gonna be overwhelmed. Like you said, he has great intention. He still has, but he will be overwhelmed. That's the plan.
Right. Right.
Adonis.
Right. So
Hold on, Burkina Bay. Go ahead. I got to pass it to Elvis. I'll pass it to you later, Louis. Let me. Gotta get through the panel.
yeah, but I'm done for now. This is all I wanted to say for now.
All right, go ahead, Elvis.
All right. Thank you, Diners, and hello to the panel in the chat. I just want to say that Ghana has been training with France and the U.S. even before the coup happened in the Sahel, you know, with Ibrahim Traore and other guys. So they've had a strategic military partnership with the West, particularly France and the United States. They've been doing some anti-terrorism training, maritime training, fighting against illicit mining. So this is a partnership that they've had that transcend the coup happening. And as you know, these are sovereign nation. They have their own individual interests. So if Ghana have a security problem or a situation that they're not capable of dealing with, and they reach out to a Western country that have the capacity to teach them and to work with them, let them do it. I think Ghana is a sophisticated nation. They have a lot of smart people. They have a lot of patriotic Ghanaians in their country. And it's one of the nations, perhaps less so than any other West African nation, that is controlled by the West. They've done a lot of things. They've maintained their nation. They've been growing their GDP. They've been having a lot of development. Nobody can say that Ghana is as quote unquote controlled by the West, like a country like Nigeria or some former, French colonies like, Ivory Coast and so forth. So Ghana, I have a little bit more trust in the people that run Ghana, that they're smart enough, they're sophisticated enough to know what they're doing. And the relationship with the West in terms of military, collaboration, goes far beyond what happened in recent time in the Sahel. So this is a long-standing relationship I think that Ghana has benefited from. These are military men. These are people who know what they need in their countries, and they know that they're lacking in certain, capacity, and they need capacity building. In the United States, for all of its faults, and France, they are top militaries. They can help you with a lot of things that you may not be proficient at. So I don't think Ghana is a place like Nigeria where they have a problem with terrorism. I know there was a little bit of incursion of terrorist groups in Ghana, but I think they've put that under control. So for me, I don't think this is a 5 o'clock fire where everybody has to start ringing their alarm. I think in other countries like Burkina Faso and the former French colonies who've had a bad history with France, I understand that they're apprehensive about the French, and rightfully so. But Ghana and France have had a relatively good relationship. I don't think France has done anything terrible to Ghana. And I think Ghana and the Ghanaian government has analyzed that they've had a net positive benefit from the U.S. and France in terms of military collaboration. So I'll leave it there for now. I want to hear anything to the contrary. Maybe you can change the mind. Thank you,
Dennis, please. Dennis, let me talk about this. Elvis talk about Nigeria and everything. You see, Nigeria case, for example, it was this government, this man, Tinubu, who actually now have a weak hand for this guy to come into Nigeria, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not coming to Nigeria because Donald Trump loves Nigeria. All this problem you see now started from the so-called Africa Charge that destroyed our territory. Obama. If you think that the French are there, the French have been romancing with Jonathan for a very long time. Still, Jonathan could not even say anything against Bagbo when they were bombing that place. Because they all have something to hide there. They go in there to buy all kinds of shit or have some bank account there. Why Nigeria is very weak is because some of these certain politicians are very, very corrupt. Corrupt like bastard. You know, hiding money everywhere. You see, when you have money somewhere, you have no game to play. Because they will seize those your billions. And you know your money will be gone. So you don't have no interest. Anything about the country is not concerned because you more protect what is there. That's actually not yours anyway. That's what Nigeria will see ourselves today. All these so-called terrorists that came through, whatever it is, the French have hands on it. The French have been targeted for a very long time. They used Cameroon at the beginning against Bakassi there. You think the French doesn't like anybody. Then when they succeeded by Obasanjo and everything, we lose Bakassi by saying, yeah, you put a great power, Obasanjo give Cameroon Bakassi. Cameroon was Obasanjo, okay, we are brothers. Take. What happened?
Exactly.
The French came from the backbone that gave us Boko Haram and all kind of shit to destabilize us. If you destabilize us, the other ones are very weak. Now Tinubu came to power, who is a very nasty, corrupt man.
Did that play a role in the Biafra war?
Oh yes,
the French were helping the French. Did the French help the Southeast? They was helping the Biafra. The French was behind Biafra. They was behind Biafra.
Did it not predate the cooperation that Nigeria has with the French? Did it not predate the cooperation that Ghana has with the French?
No, listen. During the Biafra war, if Kidula can correct me if I'm wrong, the French were helping the people who wanted to separate from Nigeria, okay, and they lost the war, okay, and so there wasn't working with the state, St. James. They was working against the state of Nigeria at that time.
What you see in Nigeria 2027, let me just tell you the truth. What you see in Nigeria 2027, Tinubu have already shown his weak hand. The Northerners are very savvy people in politics. They don't forgive, they don't forget. They're quiet. They'll be your friend. You know, you know, they're quiet now. Systematically, all those ones that are sitting with Tinubu, do you know what they did to Jonathan? They fuck him up. They'll be, you're a president. With that, they come. Forget America. Forget United States, Nigeria. That will not stop them to do whatever they want to do. The Northerners will heavily revolt on 2027, and that will shake the whole of Nigeria. You understand me?
Do you know what I think? Do you know what I think?
Tell the truth. Just check
that's true.
Watch what the Northerners will do to this man.
They will create problem for the military. They will create problem for him.
Mr. Sandman 8996, thank you for 499. Holla. Our black women emasculate and talk disrespectful because that's the example we show them. Learn decorum. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, they will create problem for him, and then if he insists to stay in power, if he loses the election, the military will take over, and that's it. And he ended the game for him. I think Obi, even the Northerners are actually supporting Obi now. To be honest, like I think secretly they are supporting him, so he might be coming.
You're right. They're pushing Obi to be there in a way. After 4 years, they'll come in. You understand me? Obi is secretly their main man now. Tinubu is gone. He's just dancing game. Let us pay all his money to bring America, or pay his money for you to look. There's no way. The problem, black people have a very big problem. We will go to London, we want to be more than London people. We'll go everywhere. We have nothing at all. The skin, I don't know if it's a problem. What is going on? You think people that saw people way back, they're not existing now? You lie. They're still the one here. Traitors always be among us for a very long time. We sell ourselves and we sell ourselves again. Money, always bribing. Forget, French will still go into the skin of this man very soon. Forget so they are very sophisticated. With black money like money, bribe that they will take. Sooner or later, they will start bribing them. Big amount of money. How did Ghana become into this Gold Coast? People carry arms. Peaceful place. Now they're polluting the water. Chinese are even coming in there. You know, at the end of the day, this is your country. You can talk to the chiefs. Your soldiers are their people, you know. Approach them like that, you know. Forget it. The French are they have the way they behave, they'll be giving you money slowly. $100 million. Any black man will take care of those money. We are very corrupt as black people in mind. I just thought, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, I wait for my turn. I wouldn't interject. I wait for my turn.
I have one question for the two brothers from Burkina Faso. Okay, in the video that we just saw, that Diners just played, why didn't the leader of Niger? He mentioned Emmanuel Macron. He mentioned the president of Ivory Coast. Why didn't he point fingers at Ghana? If Ghana is a stooge, if Ghana is lending itself to be a lackey of France, why didn't they mention Ghana? What is it that these three panelists know that the leaders of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are not aware of when it comes to
I'm
Ghana?
not sure. I'm under the impression that you listen to react. You don't listen to
Yeah, well,
comprehend.
did
That's the
anybody tell
problem.
me
When your
no?
country is mentioned,
Answer the
you get
question.
you get
Answer the question.
emotional, and you get no. I'm gonna come
Answer
right.
the
Like I said, you
question.
listen to react. I'm not gonna do that, right? And like what Louis just said, right? He was very bombastic, being disrespectful. Like he thinks no one can do the same thing he did. We can do it. Actually, we can't, right? We are
All
Africa,
right.
West
Okay.
Africa. You know,
Let's not get
no.
wrapped up in
No.
emotions.
Hold on. So you are not tough, Louis. We can get tougher. You know, we know how to handle business. We can do. You don't come on pound and disrespect
I am
people
not
like talking
Louis.
about the.
I am not Louis.
No,
I'm not Louis.
I know you're not Louis. I'm just taking the time to address Louis, right? So you know how we deal with our problem in West Africa. So let's not get there, right? To you, right? Tiani made many videos, many interviews. He talked about different country. This time around, he didn't mention Nigeria a lot, but he did explain a lot of, situation that happened between them and Nigeria. The situation is evolving. It doesn't
I didn't
matter
say
if you
Nigeria.
haven't.
I said
Oh,
Ghana.
no, I'm
Anyway,
coming. Okay, listen.
Ghana.
Can you have
Anyway.
the discipline? Can you have the
Anyway.
discipline to listen? Just discipline, please.
Can you have the discipline
Yeah,
to
Because
but I
answer the
mean,
question?
oh my God,
you're missing the whole topic, and
Wait,
it's just everywhere now.
dude, is that your show, man? I'm not here to
You're
listen to
just
you,
all over
sir.
the place.
Man,
We're not
can
here to listen to your
bro, listen,
emotions.
do you think we want to hear you? Like, I'm trying to listen to you. Do you think I would like to hear from you? I don't, but I listen to you.
Oh,
You don't have to listen to me.
Yeah, but the conversation should be flowing,
this is
not
the
having to
beauty,
just quote
sir. This
rubbish.
is the beauty of being on the panel. You don't have to like what I said, but you have to listen to it. Unfortunately, I do the same to you too. So the fact that he did not address Ghana, that doesn't mean he doesn't have Ghana in mind. The terrorism activity in the Sahel is still evolving. So maybe you wouldn't be surprised tomorrow if he mentioned Ghana. I wish he doesn't. But like I said, I still believe in the guy, Dramani, based on the things he has done for the Sahel. Like my brother said from Canada, Burkina Faso, we still believe he's a strong guy, he's a good leader, but we are based on the history we've been through with the French, we have our reason to be afraid. And you can't take that from us. That's what I have to say.
All right, let me pass the
Okay,
mic. I pass the mic. Oh no, I gotta pass the mic. JYD, unmute yourself. G-Day, unmute yourself. JYDE, unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi everyone. My name is
Hello.
Jude. I'm from Nigeria. This is my first time on this panel, and I really appreciate it. Thank you for having me. I am I'm a Nigerian diaspora in the West.
You muted yourself. Unmute yourself.
This topic really caught my attention. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic. And first of all, I'd like to talk about something. There's a misconception in Nigeria.
We lost you again. Keep muting yourself.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think this is good. Now.
No,
Okay,
it's
cool.
line is not clear. It's not clear.
Yeah,
There's
I
this
hope he comes
misconception
back
that
because he's quite he's all right. He's all right. He's
He's
good.
fine now. Let him go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of misconceptions online, and it's really, really disturbing about one politician named Peter Obi, that he's demand that if he's elected, then he's with the Nigerian people, and if he's elected, that things will get better. Unfortunately, no, that's not the case. It's part of the major problems that we're having in Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians are very ill-informed about politics. There's no political education. Most Nigerians are always focused on survival. It's something that has been there historically. It's a big problem. But overall, like, Nigerians are ill politically educated. They do not understand class analysis. Peter Obi is a product of this oppressive system, and none of these politicians that will be elected next year would change anything in Nigeria. And I fear for the future of Nigeria. But I can talk more about it when it's my turn again. But talking about the current topic, Ghana has been a voice of anti-imperialism historically for the continent.
Thank you, brother.
However, it is the situation in Ghana has always been a situation where we've had the greatest Pan-Africanist coming out of Ghana. Our first ever like Black African president, Kwame Nkrumah, the Pan-Africanist, the great Pan-Africanist. But what you have is that since after the coup that ousted Kwame Nkrumah, I'm looking at it from an historical context now. Even though there have been a slogan of African solidarity, Black solidarity from Ghana, I have noticed that there are no real actions taken from Ghana in that direction. It has mostly been slogan and symbols and slogans and signs. We've not seen any action. We keep hearing all these slogans, but they keep moving closer and closer with the West. I do not think that's the way to go moving forward. I know some years ago they did they created like an initiative where they brought in like Black Americans to their country, to connect back to the African roots, which I encourage, which is incredible. It's a very incredible initiative. However, they didn't. There was no caution in creating such initiative, but because considering the fact that a lot of them are coming from the US, I need to be careful here. This is a gray area now. No one should arrest me for what I want to say. Well, there is a high chance for bringing in foreign intelligence agency that could further compromise the integrity of Ghana. For those that understand what I'm saying. So my point about Ghana is they've been making slogans. They've not created actions like the Sahel states. Look at what the Sahel states are doing.
Brother, can I just hold you there? Just let me just jump in 1 second. Okay? Ask St. James where most of the items that's coming into the AES country. Tell me what port is coming through.
I can't believe you are that butthurt, man. I can't believe that.
Benin and Guinea.
Yeah,
okay.
No, hold on. No.
And Benin is about to be sold. Benin is about to be sold.
The port of Ghana, the port of Tema.
Lord, jeez, go ahead, Jede.
Yeah, the point I'm making is that Ghana itself, even as much as it's helping the Sahel states, it's not creating tensions. That's not my point. My point remains that if you are claiming to be Pan-Africanist, it has to be through your policies, through your actions, not just slogan ideology. Look at what Libya did. Look at Libya today. Look at the price Sahel is paying. If they truly want to have full sovereignty and actually kick out the West and regain full sovereignty and Pan-African solidarity, they can as well militarily join the Sahel states. Why do they have to militarily have alliance with France?
Brother, Ghana need to eat. Ghana need to eat. Ghana have a country. Ghana is focused on Ghana.
Hey, let him finish. Go ahead.
Yeah, like it's a contradiction. That's the point I'm making. And I think I don't know much about internal Ghanaian
we
politics.
Are part of ECOWAS.
Hey, let him finish.
We're part of ECOWAS. We don't get
No. Let him talk.
Jide speak. It's your turn. Speak.
Let him talk.
Thank you so much. So the point I'm making overall is that there are a lot of contradictions with Ghana as a country in terms of their anti-imperialist slogan, advocacy and all that. There's a lot of contradiction. That's the point I'm making. So it's almost like they have to pick one side, because you can't pick both sides. Because the truth is, if you pick, I mean, it makes sense to pick both sides, both the West and the anti-imperialist alliance. But at the end of the day, what the West wants is you're either with us or you are against us. So they have to pick one side at the end. That's the point I'm making. They can't be supporting the Sahel and at the same time bringing in French intelligence into their country, of the French military into their country. That's a deep contradiction. But I'll stop there. I will allow other people to talk before I continue talking. Thank you.
Honest, you gotta let me talk.
Okay. I think I haven't spoken for a while. So
No. Yeah, go ahead, Louis. Go ahead, Louis.
What the brother I guess expressed is some sort of jealousy I get from some Nigerians who should be much more intelligent than this. What exactly do you want Ghana to do more than what we're doing? Who do you think we sell our cocoa to? So you want us to piss them off and be in North Korea? Is that what you want, brother? Okay, you want us to piss off America so they say no more black Americans coming in. You want us to do that? And Nkrumah never went east or west. We've never changed our position. When the AES started, we had a man in power called Nana Addo. He's definitely pro-West. He's not against the East, but he was pro-West. But his biggest partnership for foreign trade was China. Okay, Ghana's policies is a balance. All right, just because we want independence, doesn't mean we want to piss everybody else off, because you need a market to take your produce. The whole aim of us wanting independence is so that we can industrialize. Africa has never been allowed to get to that point. And we've said to ourselves, coup d'etat ain't the way to go. We've done it before. So when Nana was in power and this young man picked up a gun and came, he understood the frustration of the Burkina Faso people. He spoke fluent French, worked for one of the biggest French law firms, went to their colleges, come from one of the most prominent families. He got on a plane, humbled himself, and went over to Burkina Faso. The trial wouldn't even shake his hands.
To apologize, sir. That's what he did.
All over the news, hello.
He came to apologize. They saw the meeting with Traore. Traore didn't want to take the meeting. He came to apologize, and we gave him the AES treatment. We gave him the Sahelian treatment. We don't like snitches. We don't like sellout. That's how Traore treat him. The way he was supposed to be treated. A sellout, a coon, a slave trader. That's how we treated him. If he comes back again to the AES, that's the way we're gonna treat him again. That's what we're gonna do. And now we're gonna do it. Louis, listen to me. If Akufo comes to Burkina, we're gonna treat him the way we treated him. A sellout, a coon. That's the way we treat people like that. It's not gonna stop, bro. It's not gonna stop. Because he got in, we're gonna treat him the way he was supposed to be treated. That's how we're gonna do it. This time around, that's how we're gonna do it. Whether you like it or not, that's how we're gonna do it.
Now, let me finish, please. Cut the guy off.
So what do you think this is, man? What do you think this is, man?
James, we got next. Go ahead.
Yo, Dennis, can I say something?
Let me finish. Don't be rude. Okay, we decided.
No, but Kenny, you can't. Let Louis, you got a minute.
Can I respond?
We decided. Okay, that in Ghana, in Senegal, and other places, we're gonna go the democratic way. We believe that's the best way. When Burkina Faso decided to pick up gun, do their thing, a lot of people supported it on the ground. Our leadership didn't like it, but fair enough. Let the people have their final opinion. But at the end of the day, you still got to deal with the West. You forgetting the bigger picture. This is what military people, because of the situation they're in, can't see. Even Rawlings mentioned this after he came to the democratic dispensation. Now, the way we have an 80-year-old man who waited all his life to take power, what makes you think he's going to respect some young guy who just picked up a gun, led by Russia, and he's taken over? That's up to you. That's your people. But in Ghana, we choosing the democratic route. That's the route we're going to go. We welcome
Instead of fuck away of our politics, like we do the same for you. We don't give judgment on your how you rule your people.
I support your sentiment, Louis. You're right, Louis. I support you.
We turn off. Thank you. We turn off the Temapol. You people in Burkina Faso are fucked. So
we pay money, Louis. We pay money, Louis. We pay money, Louis. We pay money. It's not free though. Louis, it's not free. We pay money. Louis, we pay money. It's not free. You guys are not giving us the poor access to the poor for free. We pay money. Actually, we give business to Ghana You guys are able to run the economy based on the poor, what you guys are getting from Burkina Faso. Don't get it twisted. We pay you money. It's not free.
No, St. James, let me just answer him. That port, there's a treaty between Burkina and Ghana. That port
That
you're
shit off
talking
anytime we like.
Can you keep quiet?
We can. No, you shut up, woman. You should be in the kitchen making fufu.
Oh, you're stupid.
Man, guys, man. My sister, you see your people. You see some of your people.
Let V talk. Go ahead, V.
No, bring it back. I like Lewis. Bring it back.
That port that he's talking about, that port, there's a treaty between Burkina and Ghana. That port is a dedicated port to Burkina as it stands. It's Burkina's port. You know, it's run by the Burkinas. Maybe they will have the Ghana security men or custom officers there, but it's literally run by the Burkinas. It was built
fully funded, fully managed, but with our money. Is that correct or not?
Yes, it was funded. Okay. Yes.
Why this guy over here? Because that's how they gaslight people here. That's how they gaslight people here. If we cut the port to the AES, you guys are fucked. Are you kidding me?
With the permission of Ghana. With the permission of Ghana.
No,
and we pay Ghana.
Listen,
and we pay Ghana.
At the history. Look at the history between Burkina and
Ghana. We could have rejected it.
You can't reject nothing. You know that for a fact. You know that because the history between Burkina and Ghana is like a brotherly relationship. That is the history. So learn your history before you come here and talk about rejecting anything.
We could have rejected
you people don't know any history of your own country. Burkina and Ghana, it's like two brothers. Maybe they may be on a different ideology.
Nah, my sister, these people where they're from, you see, there is a big divide in Ghana. These people, they don't look at us. Sister, unfortunately, these people, they're not looking at us as brothers. Some of the people, let's be honest. There are a lot of no. You see, it's gonna hurt a lot of people, but we're gonna have to go there today, right? There's a lot of people like those guys, right? They don't want to see Burkina prevail, man. You see the behavior. They don't want to see Burkina prevail. They don't. You see, listen, my sister, listen. You see what? Let me make just one sentence. Just one sentence, so you can understand where I'm coming from. You see, every time I listen to people who are blessed, right? People who are blessed to have access to the coast. Every time they want to belittle my people, you guys don't have access to the sea. And we have listened to that, so on and so forth, right? And I'm tired of that behavior. Every time we want to make move, they want to come here and tell us, oh, if we cut access to the poor, what you guys are going to do. It's a sign. It's a behavior that is taught, right? To not even let us be on the same level with them. That's the behavior. I hear that from Togo. I heard that from people from Togo. I heard that from people from Ivory Coast. I heard that from people from Ghana. Every freaking time they talk about Burkina, Mali, and Niger, these three countries don't have access to the coast. My sister, go GDP by GDP in West Africa. We're not at the bottom. Even though we don't have access to the sea. Go through the countries, each country in West Africa. We are not at the bottom. With the fact that we don't even have access to the sea, we still manage to be productive in our area. So access to the port, Louis is talking about access to Ghana. We take some of our logistic from Togo. Togo is open. So why you ain't talking about Togo? Right now, Mali has access within the next year. Mali will have access to the sea through Senegal. So these are the conversations we are not having. But every time when they talk about AES on the Sahel,
Mali already have access to the sea from Guinea.
Sir. That's fine. Listen, that's how they're trying to belittle our people, and we're not going to accept it. Sister, we have the money. We pay.
I got to pass.
All right, now.
Can you bring Lewis?
We got somebody new on there. I got to pass the mic. Go ahead, Carlos.
Can you bring Lewis?
No, go ahead, Carlos.
A few months ago, St. James said that he was annexing Ghana. He was going to annex Liberia. He told me, he said he's annexing. What he's worried about now? He said, you said, St. James, Burkina Faso was going to create an empire. They were going to take Liberia because it was useless, and so it has access to the coast. They was going to take Ghana. What use are they, and stuff like that. So I'm like,
Dala, we're going to do it when you get to Liberia. We're not going to do it before. Once you get there, we're going to just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, okay.
With you in it.
Let me just say something regarding the pot issue that people.
Well, let Carla finish so I can come in, please. I'll be waiting.
Let me just finish quickly. The when it comes to Burkina and Ghana, the historical connection between those two countries, it's not going to happen. Ghana, when the Traore came, there was a lot of pressure coming from Europe on Akufo-Addo to cut the electricity that Ghana was then supplying to Burkina. He said categorically, no, he wouldn't do it. But
My
when
sister,
they put pressure,
they reduced the electricity. I was born in 2023. Ghana gave us a bogus reason to reduce the electricity in Burkina Faso. I
when
was
was it?
actually there when 2023. Just check it out. They did that. Based on the reason they provided, I cannot say that it was intentional or not intentional. I'm not going to speculate. But I was home in 2023. Ghana went ahead and did that.
Yeah, we got the message. Go ahead, V.
Yeah, I was okay, fair enough. But I was home. I was there too at the time of the coup, and he did make a statement that he wasn't going to do that. But unfortunately, when the Niger had his coup, Nigeria did cut the electricity, which was really terrible, which caused a lot of death of even children in incubators in Niger. It was terrible. But what I'm saying
I'm very ashamed. I'm very ashamed. Hold on, when you mentioned that, I'm very ashamed right now. Thank you, my sister. Very, very ashamed.
Okay, yeah. But regarding the historical ties between Burkina and Ghana, it will never happen. Ghana will not cut Burkina's access to the coast. That is a treaty that they've signed. Now, if any self-respecting country, for whatever reason, because somebody say change of government, you don't like it, I'm going to stop them accessing the coast. That is not true. That cannot be done. These Ghanaians, they talk for nothing. They do not read their history. The historical tie between Burkina and Ghana is so strong. Even the traditional leaders are going to stop any politicians that do that. Because the Mosikin and the Ashanti king, they're more or less like cousins, historically. That's how they are. So for anybody to say that, they're going to stop Burkina accessing, if you come to Ghana, we have over 1 million Burkina-based living in Ghana, on top of our own Mosi that is there,
Hey, Dad,
So
let me say this. A few years ago, when John Kafour was president of Ghana, there was like a conference there, and he basically said in so many words, there was a bunch of African Americans there. I'm trying to think what year it was. I think it was like 2002 or 2003, and he basically said, you know something, because there was whites there was all kinds of people there, and basically, I guess he looked at the trajectory of Ghana, and George W. Bush was president, right, at the time. He had whatever it was George W. liked about Ghana. They built a highway in his honor, And basically he was saying, man, this Pan-African stuff, and the Ivory Coast and Ghana, if they would have came together and formed a cartel in the cocoa, they could have did something. But Ghana went for itself. Now I'm I'm like this. I still think Ghana is the #1 Pan-African country, right? Because of historical Kwame Nkrumah, it was a place of refuge for W.E.B. Du Bois. It's stuff like that. The Pan-African culture is strong in Ghana, but the reality is Ghana is still a nation state, right? And so when you see things like this happening, you have to understand that I give Ghana the benefit of the doubt that if you see French troops there, something like that, and I'm not selling out and nothing like that, but I would give Ghana the benefit of the doubt more than any other country in Africa that they must have good reason, to see what maybe they're on the ground, they see things we don't see, So until there's more evidence that come out,
but let's be clear that French troops are not on the ground in Ghana. Let's be clear. It was a 3-week training program. 3 weeks training program.
Let me ask you a question. Has any other African troops ever had a 3-week training program armed in Europe or America?
Has any?
Or set up a base. You think those French troops are not going to have?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. In the UK, they do. They have loads of foreign militaries in the UK military barracks, and I do visit them like 3-4 times a week. They are Sierra Leone and Britain had military cooperation after the war in Sierra Leone. They was training a lot of our guys. They was training a lot of our guys.
He did not understand the question, so don't worry about him. He's just gonna talk. That's it. That's what he's going to do. He doesn't understand the question.
Can you just shut up, little boy?
Walking around surveying the the outland and running their own drone operations and walking
Oh
freely?
no, not in terms of military, not in terms of
That's what I'm talking about.
So
involving
you see that,
in
Carla, when I told you he doesn't understand the question, he just loves to talk. That's what you get.
you're not. Oh God, look at that! Look at that! You can't even have like a
Oh my
mature
goodness.
conversation
It's
with little
like,
boys.
it's the
You're the
political
same.
analyst.
You're the same guy. Oh,
The political analyst, right? You can't even comprehend the question. It's a fully
you're
loaded
getting
question, and we just went in there and react to the question. That's it. Like I expected you to.
You're giggling about nothing without even
Oh, I get it.
interrupting me,
I know.
without letting
I
me
know.
finish my
I
point.
know. I
You
totally
didn't let me finish
understand.
my points.
No,
You
you
didn't
have
let
no
me finish
point
my
to
point.
explain.
Typical Sahelian boy. Brain is being cooked by the
Oh,
sun. I
where
have
you
no
from? Where you
brain.
from? You're not from the Sahel?
No, definitely no. I have no trace
Oh,
of the
you're not
Sahel.
from. I
I'm
heard you
from
say
Sierra
your
Leone.
people are from the Sahel.
No, I'm not
Oh,
from the
that
Sahel.
wasn't you on Donna's
I'm a
channel
coastal
saying
boy.
that your people are from the Sahel?
No, I never said that. In one, go
Oh
back and
my
come and prove me
God.
wrong
Oh
again.
my goodness. Oh my goodness.
I am not from this.
A
I am
typical
not from the
Sahelian
Sahel.
boy. Man, you are very amazing. You know you are very amazing. You are very amazing.
I
Amazing.
know when you hear my voice, you catch the feeling. I understand.
Oh
I know
yeah,
the
why you
feeling.
run from Alpha Dama show? Why did you run from it? Why did you run
Why
from
did I
Alpha
run
Dama show?
I did not run from Aphrodite. Why are you talking about Aphrodite?
I got you running from Alpha Dama show. You came to Diners to gaslight Africans. I get it. I get you. I get where you're going. You thought Alpha Dama, since he's from Sierra Leone, was gonna back you. He did not, because he know you're a liar. That's why you run away.
Oh, there.
We know
Look
you.
at that. Look at that.
Oh, we know
Look at
you.
that. Look at that.
Oh, you tried to
Look at
use
that. You
Alpha
like
Damas
say-
against this AES. You tried. It didn't work. And you run away. You were mad.
How did that happen?
Oh, my bro. No, let's not go there, bro. We know you, bro. We know you, bro.
You finished talking. You finished
No.
interrupting.
I heard you. Like, Donis, listen.
You
People who listen to Donis, every time you talk about AES, you say you're some of your people from the Sahel. Now you are standing on here lying on, like, I don't know how many people are watching, saying your people are not from the Sahel. That's very interesting. Political analyst. I'm surprised.
Can you just control your feelings, bro?
Oh, no, I have no feelings towards whatever I'm saying. It's the fact.
Okay. Let me speak now, because it's my turn.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Lie again.
Fine. I'll do that for you if you like. If that's what you want, fine. You're not gonna get to me, bro, because we are not on the same level.
I know. What level are we even talking about? There's no level between me and you. There's none.
You can't even.
What level are you expecting for us to have between us? There's none.
You again. You're doing it again. It just shows.
It's not again. Just talk. I caught you on your own lie. You said your people are not from the Sahel. That's what you said.
Yes.
Today you just said that.
Everybody on here, including Dynasty, know I'm from Sierra Leone. I'm from the coast.
You said some of your people are from the Sahel. You say your people control part of that region. Listen, bro. Why would I make that lie? Because we know you. We know you. You won from Alpha Damas because you were trying to use him to attack the AES. When he didn't do it, you run to a channel that would love to listen to you, spew your lies, bring the tribes against one another. That's what you're doing. We caught you. We got you.
There you go. An idiot, complete idiot. That's exactly what.
I know you will regard to the results. I know the results. The result will come after. The result will come after.
You're just.
The result will come after. No argument, just assault. I know.
You are just interrupting me.
If you say your people are from the Sahel,
no, bro, that's right. Hold on. It's a good you're a scammer. You're a complete scam. Anyone that listens to you now, you are a scam artist. You are a scammer,
who did I scam? Who did I scam? To be a scam artist, you have to scam people. Who did I scam? Who did I scam?
Because you don't like someone. You don't like.
What did I scam?
No. Because you don't like someone exposing your false and fake narrative. You actually come on. And you shout over them and making false allegations.
Actually,
not even having the civility.
I let you speak, right? Because you say some of your people are not from the Sahel. I got that part. I got it. You can go ahead.
I did
That's
not
all I
say
needed.
you're trying to mix saying some of my people and me. They're two different things. Do you understand
Okay.
English?
No, I don't. Actually, it's not my language.
I gotta pass the mic now. Go ahead, Sid.
Thank you. Pass the mask, man.
Meet yourself, Sid. Go ahead, Sid.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey.
Yeah. So, my view on Ghana, the president of Niger speaking, talking about Cote d'Ivoire. I think Cote d'Ivoire is more important to Niger because there where they have BCAO and they have the same currency and they speak the same language. And also, if you go to Abidjan, Ajami market, you will see a lot of Nigerian. If you go certain part of Abidjan, you think that you are in Niger, right? Where they have the Nigerian and the northern part of Nigerians, sharing the same market ground they call Ajami market, right? And I think Ghana want to have it both ways, right? They want to certify the AES, and at the same time, or they want to certify CDAO, ECOWAS. It's the same thing that happened during the Liberian Civil War. They wanted to have it the same both way too. What Nigeria went in with the full fledged to give support to the Liberian and the Guinean same military, the Sierra Leonean same military, and they were able to put the end to that civil war. Whereas for Ghana, when they decided that they were going to deploy troops, they wanted equipment from the US, right? So all the equipment that they were wearing, they came from the US and the West, right? And they want to be friendly with Burkina for the fact that they receive more benefit from Burkina compared to what the Burkina Faso is getting from them. Because Ghana, they can't survive without a tomato and oil. All their jollof rice is more of like tomato and oil. So they get all of these from Burkina Faso, right? So it's not because of the SIPO, because Burkina have a lot of other options. They could use the port of Cote d'Ivoire, they can use Guinea, they can use Benin. And also, it doesn't necessarily mean that everything that comes through Burkina to ship it out, it go through Ghana, right? So Burkina Faso supply Ghana with a lot of food. It's not the other way around. They get all the tomatoes, the onion, all from Burkina Faso. And one thing about Burkina Faso, they are very good in farming, right? They don't have that many resources, but even when you go to Cote d'Ivoire, they are the backbone of farming in Cote d'Ivoire. They are very, very resourceful when it comes down to farming. So when Ghanaians say, well, Burkina is using our seaport, Africa is more important to them than Ghana. They won't speak anything about Ghana because Ghana is not that important to them, especially Niger. So that's what I can see right now, based on what I think the whole issue is.
Dennis, can I get 10 seconds, please?
And 1 second, Dennis. Someone have made so much allegation and actually speak nonsense
1 second.
and didn't allow me to. Sorry, Elvis,
Africa,
1
please.
second, okay?
Let Elvis go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Elvis.
Okay, I'll come back. Sorry.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Look, let me just say this right to my brother CD. We like Burkina Faso, right? But although it's not the action of the citizens of the nation, Burkina Faso, under Blaise Compaoré, did destabilize West Africa, especially Liberia and Sierra Leone. The history of that.
Thank you. Thank you
So
very
when
much.
we're talking
Thank
about
you.
this nation, we can't only look at what's going on now. And one of the posture that Burkina is, I think St. James and maybe some others take, is undiplomatic. They want to fight with everybody. They want to insult everybody. They want to threaten everybody in the region. That their war and their struggles should be the entire region's, struggle. When Ghana was going through the issue with the IMF, with their loans, when they were having some economic hardship, who came to rescue them? They had to go take loans. They had to put themselves on the line to rescue themselves. So when people, every time these countries try to make it seem like when you're having a hard time, all the other countries have to come around and help you and support you. But when an individual country like Ghana is going through a hardship, nobody goes there to rescue them. So I get it. Ghana is helping Burkina Faso. It's a symbiotic relationship. They both benefit from each other. But at the same time, you have to be more diplomatic and more brotherly in the way that you interact with citizens from Ghana and other West African countries. Thank you, Dennis.
Okay,
but
thank you.
no,
First of all, sorry, Sidi, my bad. First of all, I never, yeah, me and Afrodemus we have so many agreement and disagreement on the show. I don't go there to pander to him like some people that come over here to actually make up stuff. And also, I made my point that I already said the West they're more better in developing countries, in terms of infrastructure, and maybe Russians are more better in terms of military wise and so on. That's different, whatever, yeah. And I said for a fact that I said, yes, quote, I'm from Sierra Leone. That is true that I come here and tell you so many stories. That's true. Number three, my tribes are spread all over the Sahel. I didn't deny that. To actually be so trying to be clever, trying to twist someone saying
You
me
just said your
and a
people are
group of
not from the
and a group
Sahel,
of
and you
people.
went
Shut
ahead and
up, let me
called me
finish. I
Sahelian
said
born.
my
So,
I said I
bro,
am not.
which is? Can you explain yourself a
Listen,
little better,
St. James, listen to me. Listen, you got to
bro?
understand that the country,
guys, you're
people like,
putting to
listen,
rest,
you
bro.
got to understand. No, exactly. No, exactly. You got to understand. You cannot live in a country where you can't even produce 24-hour electricity for your own citizens, right? And then you over here in Sochi, you can't even have a penny to scratch on if you don't rely on certain other people in the coast to
So
help
your
you out.
people, Sierra Leone,
People like,
produce 24 hours electricity. I would take
no,
I
I'm
would
not
take your
saying
advice.
I
If your
I
country,
am not.
no, no,
Listen,
no, no.
listen,
I take
listen.
your advice, right? If your country is doing, let me tell you something.
But you don't
If
hear
your
me. You don't
country is
hear me
doing better
saying
than my
that in
country,
Sochi
right?
people
You
are
know what I
helping.
will do? You know what I will do?
Mm.
I will listen to your advice. I'm that humble. If you're in,
Okay. Do you know
Alhamdulillah,
why
your
my
country is doing
country is?
better. But
Do
Sierra
you know why
Leone
my
is not
country is
doing
like
better
this?
than Burkina Faso. On
Do you
every
know why?
criteria,
Do you
let me
know
tell you.
why?
On every
Do you know why?
criteria, Sierra Leone is
Elvis, can
not
you
doing
tell
better
him?
than Burkina
Can you,
Faso. It's not.
Elvis? Can you tell this idiot why, please?
Because
Elvis,
Blaise Compaoré helped destabilize the country by helping Chastel and Food Sanko import guns.
Dude, I'm gonna
Boom,
respond.
boom,
I will
boom.
let this
Shut
guy
up,
speak.
shut up.
Go ahead,
Next,
go
next,
ahead, go
Saint
ahead,
James,
speak.
Saint
Go
James,
ahead, go ahead.
please. Next.
No,
Thank
please
you.
do, please do. Are you done? I'm gonna respond to Elvis. I would like to respond to Elvis.
Okay,
You
let
got
me
to
get my
understand,
view on
yeah.
that
We
because I'm
we
not
we are
taking
not
side.
talking of
I'm not
emotion.
taking side.
I'm gonna
We're talking
you see.
Okay.
Okay. I would, Dennis. I would like to respond to Elvis. If this guy
Yeah,
is
go
done,
on,
I will
go on,
let him
Sidi.
speak. If he wants to speak, I will
Well,
let him speak.
no. Let me pass the Burkina Bay first because he wanted to speak. Then I'll pass it back to you. Go
Okay,
ahead.
sure.
Yo, Elvis, I mean, it seems like you're trying to create a beef that don't exist, all right? Mrs. V explained to you that Ghana and Burkina Faso have like a brotherhood going on, and we have it for the longest, all right? We're almost the same people, all right? So I need to remind you, Elvis, all right, that I said it here that my mother was Mosi, right? My father is from a tribe that is called Dagari, okay? The Dagari people. In Ghana, they call them Dagari, but in Burkina Faso, we call them Dagara, all right? Now, my father, who is from Burkina Faso, have blood cousins that are Ghanaian. The only difference is that his blood cousins speak English and my father speaks French because he's from Burkina Faso. That's the only difference. Outside of that, their traditional tongue is the same and they're blood cousins, bro, all right? And same can be said based on the kingdoms that we have. So you're totally like your attempt to try to pin us against each other, you just fell at it. Okay, now I'll tell you why. You're trying to make Burkina Faso seem like Burkina Faso is the FBA cult, like of West Africa, like meaning that like we are self-centered and like our struggle is the one that everybody needs to focus on and forget about their own struggle. Okay, and you're dead wrong. All right, totally. So this is what I wanted to tell Elvis. Okay. So,
well, you got to remember one of the reasons why I'm in the UK is because of Burkina Faso.
I'm not done.
That's the reason why I'm still here doing what I'm doing, bro. Get
I'm
it?
not done. I'm not done. So Elvis,
Sierra Leone has
I'm
better
not done.
infrastructure
I'm
than
not done.
Burkina Faso.
Exactly.
Yes, but I'm not
From
done.
all level, we cannot be
I'm
compared
not done
by
with
any
Elvis.
mean.
I'm not.
It's so
I'm not done
silly.
with Elvis. I'm not done with Elvis. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to tell Elvis, right? It's very hypocritical of you, all right, to say that Blaise Compaoré destabilized your country, when in fact you know deep down, right, that the Burkina Faso people themselves are against Blaise Compaoré. His own people don't like him, all right? And then now you're gonna try to like use it as an argument to pin a whole country against yours. You get what I'm saying? So that's very hypocritical of you. And this is all I wanted to say.
But I think Sierra
But
Leone got better
I would like to
infrastructure than
respond
Burkina
because Donis,
Faso. That's a
you
fact.
got me lined up next to respond,
When
right?
talk about
It's your
road
turn. Yeah,
infrastructure,
Donis, was I
when
the
talking
one?
about building
No,
infrastructure, they have better infrastructure.
hold on. I got it's St. James the city.
Thank you, thank you. Donis, I know you love Sierra Leone. I'm an African. We live in America. I don't want country to go, at each other's throat. I don't want to compare numbers. I don't want to compare statistics. I don't want to compare on any metrics left available to you, Donis. Compare Sierra Leone to Burkina Faso. It's not even close in terms of the GDP. It's not even close, hands down. Liberia is not even close. But we don't come here brag. We let them brag. You understand? Blaise Compaoré, before he got to power, right? He had to do something horrible to the Burkinabés, right? He has to kill his best friend to allow the Liberian rebellion to form in Burkina Faso with the help of Gaddafi to destabilize the country. Your own people came to my country, Elvis. Your own people. When we saw the videos on the street in Liberia, your own people are there eating each other's bodies apart. It's not the Burkinabe that done that. All the horrible video that you can see on YouTube, point out to one Burkinabe doing that to your people. Your own people were the one doing that to each other. The fact that you're going to sit here and talk about my Burkinabe people, you're wrong. Blaise Compaoré was involved in destabilizing Liberia. Yes, it did. But your people did that to each other. They did that. Why Burkina never try in the ICC? Why they never take Blaise Compaoré to the ICC? Why? Now he's here over there in Ivory Coast. Why they didn't come and get him? Because they know they got what they needed. They got your people, Charles Taylor. Who's the one who did that? All this warlord still living in Liberia. All this guy called Buck Naked. I saw his video. He's there. You guys are not going after him. He became a priest living amongst your people. You guys are not talking about that. You want to talk about Blaise Compaoré. Show me a video of my people doing the bad things that you guys are saying they did. All these guys are Liberians. They did that to each other. Same for Sierra Leone. I talked to Afrodamus like over and over. We came, we did our job, we returned. The people that came to your country, they were professional commandos. They did their part, they helped Taylor, and they bounced. That's what they did. They did not. They're not trained to kill. They're not trained to come in somebody's country and kill civilian. That's not the training was about. They came and did. They came on a mission. They did their mission and they left. Hold on. You're not like it. Listen. I took my time, right? I took my time and got the evidence. I talked to Liberian. I talked to Sierra Leonese. Because you guys are choosing the wrong people.
Hey, say, James, I want to be very, very specific. When you speak on Liberia and everything that you're speaking on, the American Liberians had nothing to do with that. As far as
I get it,
all that wild stuff that had nothing to do with the American Liberians.
I would like for you to play the videos of the Liberian doing that to themselves, and I want them to come on here and tell me who is that guy. Is he a Burkinabe? I want them to point out to any information of my people doing something wrong to the people in a horrible ways. Let us know. Show us the videos. Show us the information that you got. Give us the name. Give us anything that you have. Instead of coming here in the West, making those claims that you don't know nothing about, just trying to paint a country in a bad brush. We're not going to tolerate that. We've been listening. This guy over here called Al. His name is Al. He changed his name. He came to Afrodamus, tried to lie. Afrodamus living in Sierra Leone. I called Afrodamus asking him, listen, give me the picture of the involvement of Burkina Faso. Afrodamus said, nah, man. These people were giving it to each other. Burkina Faso went and did their job and they left. Everything else that happened was between their own people. That's Afrodamus telling me that. He lived there through the war. So he's not lying. He's not lying. He's not lying. He's not lying.
Okay, let Elvis respond. Go ahead, Elvis.
Okay, all right. Look, what's it, St. James? I'm not saying that Burkinabe went into Liberia and killed anybody. The point that I made was Blaise Compaoré was a conduit for gun trafficking in Liberia. When Charles Taylor was in power, I was there. I was in the country. His closest friend was Blaise Compaoré. He used to come to Liberia all the time. And even when he went to trial at The Hague, Blaise Compaoré's name was brought up, consistently, that he was helping Charles Taylor traffic arms into Liberia and through to Sierra Leone. So he was a facilitator in the mayhem that happened in the country by bringing arms into those conflicts. So that's the point I was making. I didn't say you guys wanted to commit atrocities in the countries, but you facilitated the arms.
The way you explain it, and you try to be slick about it, and we have to explore. No. We have to. No. I get your point. I get your point.
I didn't interrupt him.
Okay, please go ahead.
After Elvis, please, because he made that.
Okay, we got you. Go ahead, Elvis.
Right. So my point that I'm making here is you would never, before even the Traore situation, you would never hear me come on this platform and criticize Burkina Faso because I'm sophisticated enough to understand. It's
Actually,
not, hold on, bro. I'm sophisticated enough to understand that the action of a leader who may be corrupt or compromised is not a reflection of the entirety of the people. So I'd never criticize Burkina Faso as being complacent in our war. I call Blaise Compaoré out, but I'm not saying the Burkina Faso are the reason. But I call you out in particular because everybody know the moment anybody is slightly critical of Traore, you come on and you try to attack them, you make threats, like what Kala was saying, you're going to take over Liberia. I know maybe you're being hyperbolic, but my point here is we can have these conversations and be slightly critical without you thinking that we hate your country or we're trying to bring enmity between you and Ghana and other neighboring countries. It's not the case. We can criticize your country without hating you, the way you think we do. For me, I'm just telling you, your president who ruled for 27 years was complacent and was actually, a facilitator of some of the mayhem that happened in Liberia and Sierra Leone. That's just a fact.
I don't mean to cut you off, right? Let me ask you a question.
I'll give you the mic. If you want to talk so much, I'll pass the mic.
I don't mean to cut you off. I want you to actually continue. When the Liberia situation was happening, was Blaise the only partner of Charles Taylor in West Africa? Was he the only one?
You see, you're trying to minimize. Why can't you take criticism if it's justified?
I'm asking you.
It's like saying everybody else. Hold on. You said you'll let me finish, right?
If you can't answer, that's fine.
Let me answer.
Okay, go ahead.
We don't have to argue, bro.
No, we're not arguing. We're not arguing.
No, it's fine.
We're gonna get the facts right today.
Right. If you're trying to justify that other countries was helping Charles Taylor, and as such, Blaise Compaoré wasn't so bad for doing what he did.
No. Blaise Compaoré was bad. He was bad. Blaise Compaoré was bad.
So
you don't get that from me.
That's the end of it. And he was your leader for 27 years. So
yes. That's what my brother from Burkina Faso was trying to explain to you. The way you guys want to relay the message, like especially to the non-Africans, right? When something is about to be praised about Burkina Faso, those kind of situations are being brought up, right? And they are brought up in a certain way to depict our country in a certain way. Even when you were talking about when countries like Burkina Faso go through like crisis, we want the whole world to help. I don't know where you get that from. We never got Liberian in my country helping on any level. I don't know what kind of cry that we made towards your people to help us. I don't know. So you pulling things in the thin air that doesn't reflect the reality. What I'm trying to say is the reason why I responded the way I responded is due to the fact that when we talk about Burkina Faso, we talk about countries that are really fighting. Some people, I'm not saying you see some Africans coming on here, bringing their past, trying to rewrite history, labeling countries and giving the impression that these are the people that do certain things to certain people in Africa. And I don't like it. I have listened to it. I'm not going to point out name today, but I listened to it like I better explain the situation in Liberia. And that's why I'm asking you. Blaise Compaoré was a bad person. My brother from Burkina Faso, he knows. We fought hard to get this guy removed. People got killed in Burkina Faso to get this guy removed. We never liked him, right? So whatever that you say that he did to your country, I sympathize with it. I agree with it. But you're not going to pen the Burkina Faso as such. And second of all, if your country has went ahead and got all kind of partnership with other Africans, and all I'm hearing is only the relationship he had with Blaise Compaoré, I have to ask you the question. Ghanaians who were there, they were Ghanaian with Charles Taylor. Do you know that? I know you know. There were other people there. Why you guys don't mention them more often than the Burkina Faso part? That's what I'm asking. Why only Burkina Faso? I never heard you, Elvis, especially you. I never heard you talk about the Ghanaians that played a role in the crisis in Liberia. I never heard you. I'm wondering why you don't say that. Most of the time, 95% out of the time is Burkina Faso and Blaise Compaoré. Hold on. Right? And even in that's my question.
Hold on 1 second. I criticized a Ghanaian by the name of Quino. He was the leader of the Ghanaian contingent of ECOMOG in Liberia, who was complicit in conniving with different rebel factions against another. I've criticized him.
I've praised the Nigerians incessantly on this platform and other platform for the help that they brought in the country. I've done it. But the thing about me is this is not something that I do consistently because it's not that important. The war is over. I don't come on platform and bring up the past continuously, right? The
Okay. I
reason
hope you
I
do.
brought it up today was because the other brother was saying that I should, I should back him up that Burkina Faso was, complicit in Liberia and Sierra Leone, and I gave that information. I
The
don't come
blessed
up here and
soldier,
bring
the
it up all the
Burkina
time.
Faso, the soldier,
But
just
he's a
like the
fact.
Ghanaians.
I'm sorry, the host is talking. Elvis, complicit how?
By trafficking arms for Charles Taylor when he had sanction on him by the United Nations. This was clear evidence. Like Shin James
Again,
knows this.
to take out who?
Say that again.
To take out who?
Well, that was after the war. Once Charles Taylor was in power during the early 2000s, there was rebel incursion trying to get him out of there for all the atrocity he committed, and he had a sanction on his government in 2001. The United Nations and the U.S. put an arms embargo and sanction on Charles Taylor. And Blaise Compaoré, through Gaddafi, was bringing in arms to Charles Taylor to fight both the war in Liberia and do the rebel incursion in Sierra Leone. So he was complicit in that matter.
So what you're saying is you supported the rebels who were coming into Liberia to remove Charles Taylor.
No, I mean, I'm not saying I supported the rebel. I'm just saying these are facts, right?
Yeah, but okay, but so Charles Taylor's in power. Compaoré and Gaddafi are supporting Charles Taylor, so he won't get removed by the rebels. So you were supporting the rebels to remove Charles
No,
Taylor?
I'm just stating facts about Blaise Compaoré because those guns was used to kill people, right? So the guns that was being shipped from Burkina Faso through the Ivory Coast into Liberia, was being used to kill people in both Liberia and Sierra Leone.
Well,
And that's why the Sierra Leoneans brought the evidence to light, and they accused Compaoré of being
Right,
complicit.
I understand, Elvis, but did you want the rebels to remove Charles Taylor?
I mean, I was a kid then, right? I was young then. I didn't know what was really going on. I live in Conga Town. I live in the president's neighborhood. He was pretty much like my neighbor, so I didn't know what was going on. There was shelling in the.
But Elvis, but a lot of times when we have these conversations, you're always speaking on stability and how you don't want coups to happen. But it seems like you're upset that Blaise Compaoré and Gaddafi were trying to stop.
No, I'm not even upset. If I was, you hear me talking about it all the time, Donnie.
You keep saying they're complicit. They're complicit.
Yes, he was trafficking arms to a guy who was sanctioned and had an arms embargo on him.
But it's not. But again, Elvis, you always bring up how coups aren't good for Africa. But it's like you're upset that Blaise Compaoré was trying to stop a coup, even though Blaise Compaoré is a sellout. That's why I'm kind of confused, Elvis.
No, Charles Taylor didn't leave on the coup. There was a settlement. There was a war going on. He left. None of the rebels took power. We had an interim government, and eventually we had elections in 2005 and got a democratic president there. We've never had a coup, and we've had successive elections. So I'm never in favor of a coup.
Okay, so okay. So when did Blaise Compaoré start supporting Charles Taylor?
Well, initially this was all kind of secretive, but initially I think it was 1987 when Charles Taylor and his guys won the Burkina Faso and the coup of Sankara happened. Many people have said it. Even some people have hinted that Charles Taylor and his group was involved in that coup, in the killing of Sankara, in exchange for help, from Blaise Compaoré, who then sent them to Libya. And after they came back from Libya, they went back to Ouagadougou and kind of strategized and set up, and then went to Ivory Coast, and then came to Liberia. So he was working closely with Charles Taylor, and he was his point man for bringing in arms through Gaddafi and through some other groups. So he was. And those arms made their way all the way to Sierra Leone. He wasn't directly involved, but through Charles Taylor, the arm that he smuggled into Liberia went into Sierra Leone through Fort Sankara and the RUF and killed a lot of people in that country also.
So if you don't mind me asking him a question.
I gotta pass the mic to Alfred Damas. Go ahead, Alfred Damas.
Sure.
Alfred Damas, unmute yourself. We can't hear you, Alfred Damas.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you now. Go ahead. Alfred Damas, I think there's a delay.
I'm not sure if you guys can hear me, but I'm just gonna speak like I'm out and about. I'm hearing this. Here's what happened. These people that are pointing fingers at Burkina Faso, the country Burkina Faso itself had nothing to do with the war in Liberia and Sierra Leone. Fode Sanko and Charles Taylor from Liberia, who's half FBA, by the way, he somehow escaped from a prison from jail in Pennsylvania. You know, nobody knows how. Still, they can't talk about it. He went to Libya, and at the time, Blaise Compaoré, he took out Thomas Sankara, and Thomas Sankara, Blaise Compaoré was under Houphouët-Boigny, the president of Ivory Coast, whose daughter was married to A.B. Tubman, you know, the president of Liberia that was taken out by Samuel Doe in 1980. And the president of Ivory Coast begged Samuel Doe
Hold on.
not to delete A.B. Tubman. You know, you guys remember when the FBA's...
Talbert, not Tubman. Talbert.
Yeah, it was Tolbert. It was Tolbert.
Adolphus
Yeah,
Benedict
Talbert,
Talbert was his name.
right? Right. So he begged him. He begged him to let him go because he went and took refuge in the French embassy. Samuel Doe, once Samuel Doe laid his hand on him, he took him out. He deleted him. So Houphouët-Boigny never forgave him for this. So when Charles Taylor came, you know, to go to Liberia, because Charles Taylor used to work in Doe's government as a minister, and he stole a lot of money, came to the United States. So they wanted to extradite him. Somehow he escaped because they put him in jail here to try to send him to Liberia. And then they said he escaped. He went to Libya where he got his training. Fode Sanko, who's from Sierra Leone, the leader of the RUF, because you have to remember, Sierra Leone from the beginning was never stable. You know, from the time of Sir Milton Magai, you know, who Sierra Leone always had one party rule system. They always had different coups in the beginning. Up until Siaka Stephen came, then he gave power to Momof. But prior to that, Fode Sanko also tried to do a coup. He got captured, put in jail. When he finished his term, he left. So these people met each other in Libya, in Mataba, where they trained. That's where they became friends. Charles Taylor had help from Houphouët-Boigny. Houphouët-Boigny is Blaise Compaoré's, you know, in-law, just like, you know, A.B. Talbert, you know, same people. So obviously they're going to support Charles Taylor. But before you the Burkinabés that came to Liberia and Sierra Leone, those people were like professional army. They were not there, you know, deleting civilians. The deletion and in Sierra Leone, the hand chopping, that was by Sierra Leoneans themselves. In Liberia, you know, the General Butt-Naked, those are all, you know, Liberian people. And also, you know, even my own country, Gambia, there were Gambians, you know, who were fighting for Charles Taylor. Pretty much West Africa, most countries in West Africa had citizens in Charles Taylor's army. Before you talk about the Burkinabés, talk about Guinea-Conakry, Guinea. Guinea, they are military that they sent to Liberia. They are supposed to go there for peacekeeping. What did they do? They robbed Liberians. You know, they stole everything out of Liberia and ship it back to their country. You know, and that's their neighboring country. Like, why aren't you guys talking about that? The type of stealing that Guinea did. You know, instead of helping the Liberians, they went there to steal from the Liberian people. The Burkinabés, they were the minority, you know, in that. Okay. Yes, Charles Taylor became friends with Compaoré, but the Burkinabés, they probably didn't even know what was going on in that country because it was all a covert operation. So you cannot blame them for that, you know. And, you know, if you're going to point fingers at Guinea next door. Guinea, they robbed Liberia blind. They stole everything they can lay their hands on. This is their professional army. You know, they didn't help Liberians. They stole from you. So the Burkinabés are not the problem here. And Al talking about what they did in Sierra Leone, they came there in the beginning. I was there. I was there. The what the RUF did to the people of Sierra Leone, that's not the Burkinabé. That was in the Burkinabé, people going around chopping off people's hands, you know, short sleeve or long sleeve. You know about this, so you cannot put that on them. Fode Sanko was the one giving the orders, okay? Charles Taylor in Liberia, Charles Taylor, a half FBA. Did I make that clear? He was one of the FBAs. His dad was a FBA. He waged the war. He killed Liberians. Liberians like General Botnake joined in. Prince Johnson took out Samuel Doe. And Elvis, you want to put that on the Ghanaian general? Okay, in a way, I can side with you a little bit. It seemed like they sold Samuel Doe out, but it's not clear because that Ghanaian general, he's a Ghanaian for ECOWAS, and he couldn't. Maybe they gave him the order to stand down. He wasn't operating on his own. So in a way, you cannot blame him, because, Prince Johnson was telling this general that, look, this is not you guys' business. This is our country. Let us do what we got to do. So why would a Ghanaian go and try to, kill themselves in another man's war? That's what happened there, but I would yield the mic and I'll continue doing what I'm doing. I'll be listening. Thank you, guys.
But after Damus, you are Sierra Leonean. I want you to answer one question. Just one question. One question to Afadamus. Afadamus,
He left.
you know the brother here on this panel called Al? You know him?
He left.
Okay, but Afadamus can still answer. You can still answer.
Well, let's hear from Al. Al is a real Sierra Leonean.
No. Afadamus can answer the question, even if he's not here, and that's fine. Afadamus,
You see,
have you heard this
you see
guy
the
say
problem with-
these people are from the Sahel?
God, you are trying to
Afadamus left.
misspoke me. You're trying to misspoke me.
Oh no, you're lucky Afadamus left, man. He would have answered the question.
Africa.
Africa, you're full. I'm asking Africa.
Yes, I am Fuller. And Fuller people are found all over the Sahel. Is that correct, Janice?
Yeah, that's correct.
No, but he said he's not from the Sahel. His people are not from the Sahel.
No, I'm not personally not from the Sahel. You know what?
But you said your people or some of your people. You refer when you come on Danis.
His ethnic group.
Right.
Oh God. Oh dear. Oh.
It's the same thing. Ethnic group, whatever. The way
you know, I come here to have.
Y'all don't know this guy, man. Y'all don't know this guy.
I come. God, sure. I come here to have intellectual conversation.
Yeah. Put the big words. Put that. But Al, I'm here to tell you. You see when you see when Afadamus come on here.
Can you
you don't respond?
Interrupting, please.
No. Okay, go ahead.
I went straight away after Afrodemus. I went straight away after him. And if Afrodemus is on the chat right now, if Afrodemus have any reason to come up, please do come up. Afrodemus knows.
No, you want to come back. He said he's out and about. Let's go. Let's continue. That's fine.
You're so fixated.
I think I've been listening.
Yeah.
No. It's not about fixation. It's about the lies, and we are tired of it.
Africa, speak, please. Let him speak, man.
Yeah, speak.
Thank you, Elvis. The reality is, right? People are here. They know. They're listening. They can judge characters. I'll leave it up to them to make their mind up what they think. Right? Everybody knows. I've been here for so long, and everyone knows I am from Sierra Leone. I defend Sierra Leone. I speak for Sierra Leone. But my ethnic group is spread out throughout the Sahel, and it goes all the way to the southwestern Namibia, and you go all the way to what you call Uganda today. You're gonna find them. It's not just in one place. Some ethnic group in West Africa are spread like that. Not only mine. But anyway, let's just move on to the main topic. So the problem with Burkina Faso, Sierra Leoneans, and the Burkina Faso. If Afrodemus know too well, I think he got connection to the region of Connaught district. Okay, that's the east of Sierra Leone, border to Guinea. Okay, and the rebels, when I was young, remembering, seeing, talking about being captured and being tied, and some of them, even their heads being put in front of the lorry by our military for trophy to say, look, we got them. They were Burkinabés. We saw them. My parents used to have a go, do not get out, because when we hear the military convoys coming out, from Pujenhon, Kailahon, Gandahon, Elvis, you probably know these areas, through the Mano River Union, like the Kissy areas. These are the mining.
I know that's bordering Moffat County. Yeah.
Yes. And also, luckily, we have the Mende tribe from what they call a militia group called Kamajo, because we are warriors in West Africa. We don't play with invaders. Be Fula, be Mende, be this, be Mandinka, Kru, and all these tribes in West Africa and the coast. We're very united. We're so much together. You can tell how we represent ourselves on the media. We're very nationalistic minded. But we saw these people that been arrested most of the time are Burkinabe. There was a guy called Mosquito. Everyone was saying he's a Burkinabe as well, and he's one that caused most of the problems.
Shem Bukari.
Thank you. A lot of people were saying he's from Burkina because these people mess with juju, the African traditional religion, and they use that as like a power. They tend to being like, I don't know what, if you cannot give a boost to go and kill other Africans, and anyway, they was recruited heavily into this. And when they came to Sierra Leone, the General Lansana Conte, may so rest in peace, he was in the power in Guinea. He sent his military, and with the Kamajo, the Mende militia, they was the one that was flushing them out because the as Afrodemus was saying, the last president in Sierra Leone at that time, he was weak. The military was nowhere to be found, and Sierra Leone were quite lazy because we have Guinea next to us, big brother, when it comes to those kind of things. Okay, but the police is very strong. The police were the institution were more stronger. But anyway, he was in power. And the Guineans came in and helped us out, and the Nigerian came in as peacekeeping force. Okay, so the reality is, the Burkina Faso, that area is been known for what it is today. There's nothing new about it, and we can go back to the days of the Mali Empire. We can go back to the present issue that you have there. They always have had problems that spill to the far west, and I don't understand why people would defend that. We have our own issues in our own countries where when foreign invaders came in. No, yeah,
brother.
Yes, go on,
brother. We already have like. Okay, sorry for that, but like I'm gonna be quick because we already had a conversation about this, right? Because we talked about it last time, and all I asked you was to pin it to this trader that is called Blaise Compaoré, because stuff like that didn't happen before.
Yes.
I'll tell you something crazy.
Yes,
I'll tell you something crazy. I'll tell you something crazy right now. Right now. You see, the destabilization that happened, the destabilization that happened in Ivory Coast, right? Right. Before Alassane Ouattara. Now, maybe you know it, maybe you don't, right? There are gangsters that the same guy, Blaise Compaoré, sent to destabilize the Ivory Coast, all right? And there's even records that like those gangsters weren't enough. So what he did is that he opened the prisons in Burkina Faso to send even more numbers, all right? Use our prisoners so that they can be added to those other gangsters that he sent so that they can cause a crazier chaos in the Ivory Coast.
There you go.
All right?
There you go.
But you can't, but wait a minute. But you can't pin that on the Burkina Faso people though. Because you know that Thomas Sankara wouldn't do that.
No, right? I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. You know what? You won the argument. You won the argument, bro. Okay. You won the argument. St. James.
I hear you.
This is St. James. You should learn from this guy.
If it's my turn to speak, I will speak the truth.
You should learn from him how to speak the truth.
No, Donis, can I respond? Can I respond? No, that's fine. Yeah. I heard you.
St. James, that's only one. Just be honest.
No. I heard you. I heard you many times. That's fine. I'm not learning a lot from you. No, I'm talking to the people. You see the reason why Afrodamus came on here? This is over 20 to 40 hours of conversation that I have with people from Liberia. I live in Colorado here, Denver. There's a lot of Liberians. When I hear this conversation on YouTube, most of my time when I go to them, I talk to them about the implication of Burkinabés. They don't come across to me like the people that are here on YouTube. They don't. So same thing with Liberia. It's my turn. Let me talk.
No,
so you see, that's what I do. That's what I do. When you talking about 80s, right? We were babies. We didn't know much. We are francophone. We don't know exactly what was going on in Liberia, Syria. You guys are. We didn't know. So I spend much of my time trying to understand exactly the implication of my people, and I got the information, right? Most of the time when you,
Thank you.
my brother is here from Burkina Faso, right? I don't know if you remember the previous U.S. embassy in Burkina Faso. It was in Kuluba. I don't know if you remember. Charles Taylor was living right next to the U.S. embassy. You remember that White House next to the embassy? Charles Taylor was living. Charles Taylor was living there. This was bigger than Blaise Compaoré. You understand? So when you guys are saying the weapons were coming through Burkina, I'm laughing at you guys. You guys don't even know. Blaise Compaoré had nothing. He didn't have the money. He didn't have the. Maybe he has the military, but he didn't have the money to fund this. He didn't have the equipment. Gaddafi was the one doing it. Blaise Compaoré was on a mission because his back was against the wall. They helped him kill his best friend, and he became president. So now they're using him to do the dirty work. So I understand what you guys are saying, but the bigger play, I'm asking you, did you guys know Charles Taylor was living next to the U.S. embassy in Burkina Faso when this thing was happening? You will see videos of Charles Taylor. You will see videos of Charles Taylor standing next to our airline company called Air Burkina with our soldiers getting ready to go to Liberia. Air Burkina. We saw the videos. We saw it, but listen, most of the time, right? Most of the time, let me finish. Most of the time, right? When you have bigger players, right? I know maybe Elvis is in America, right? He's sitting in America's lap. He would not attack America the same way he's attacking Blaise Compaoré, right? And I hope he attacked Blaise Compaoré because he did something to his people. Attack him. I'm not protecting him. I would love for you. No. I would love for you. I would love for you to challenge America. That America also played a role helping Charles Taylor doing the things he did. Please do. I'm listening.
Let me
10 seconds, please, then I'll pass the mic quickly.
Let me say my last set.
No, 10 seconds, please, Kadola. I'll pass the mic right back to you. Look, to the credit of the Ghanaian people, right? When Charles Taylor went to Ghana, Jerry Rawlings, he arrested him, put him in 6 months, questioned how he escaped the Plymouth, correctional facility in Massachusetts, knew that he was probably a CIA asset, and deported him out of his country. So Ghana didn't, help and harbor Charles Taylor. They deported him, they arrested him, they investigated him. So shout out to Ghana for doing that. Now, when you talk about the U.S., it's likely most people think he was a CIA agent, and it's probably it's probably likely that he was.
Address the United States the way you address Compaoré, please.
No, I'm not.
Address the no, please.
Listen.
They played a role in destabilizing your country.
Listen.
Address them like you address Compaoré.
James is right.
Please do.
James is right.
Hold on. I criticize Compaoré for facilitating, right? Because it came out in documentation, in documents that he did do those things for Charles Taylor. That's a fact. Now, like you're saying, many people are saying that Charles Taylor was a CIA agent. They investigated him in Ghana. They jailed him for 6 months before they released him. So he most likely was a CIA agent. So the U.S. played a part in that. And it deserves the criticism.
You're gonna go for the smallest fish. I know you're intelligent guy, so I get it. I let it slide. That's fine.
Let me go. You see, I've been listening to you guys ever since. All these things happened in the 90s or late 89, something 90s. Charles Taylor is the son of America. You understand? Prince Johnson was also son of America. These two guys, they will have a backing of these big guys from the States and the French. I think that's where I think Ghana have to be very careful now too. You see, Ivory Coast, the French allow Compaoré to use some of those. I always said that the Burkinabés are the one that put Ouattara in power because they could not use Babo army, Ivory Coast army. They have to import some of these guys from those sides. They were the one fighting. They were good fighters.
Blaise Compaoré put him in power. Blaise Compaoré put him in power, not the Burkinabe.
Yeah,
Burkinabe didn't do it.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, I understand. But these guys were bold. They were really fighting, but supported by France. all what we'll be talking about since is, look, Ghana have to be very, very careful. These guys can be very friendly to you now, but they can also use you later. That's just the whole of this thing. All the way to Liberia, all the way to Liberia and everything. I think Doe was being sold out by, you see, when you know, when Doe was big catch up, when Doe was big catch up, right? The way Doe was big catch up, right? They allow General Quino to be the commander of that position at that time. But because Abacha refused, for Abacha was protecting Doe. So what they did, they make a deal with General Quino. You know, then General Quino turned the black eyes. Because where Doe were coming to was to settle peace with Yemi Johnson. Close to that area, they ambush Doe. That's what they did.
Yeah. And they had a pre-agreed arrangement, you know, and the United States attaché in Liberia was involved in that pre-arranged arrangement.
Yeah, but
so when Doe went to the Freeport, they disarmed him and his men and then turned him over to Prince Johnson without a fight.
General Quino assured him security. Because before General Quino, the other Nigerian general that was, at that time was heading up that position. So
yeah, General Dogoyaro was there.
Yeah, Dogoyaro, General Dogoyaro. Doe were heavily protected by the Nigerians, but they want him to be there so they can settle their peace. You understand me? So that peace, he's the president, things can be settled. But there were other big hands involved in this whole game. And the way Charles Taylor were really massacring.
Was it generally Nigerian? The general you just mentioned.
No, Kwenu was a Ghanaian.
Yeah, Dogoyaro is a Nigerian guy. So what you see now,
Nigerian, but Kwenu is Ghanaian.
The way Charles Taylor was killing our soldiers without no pity, that's how Nigeria changed their tactics and said, okay, we're going to go after this guy. That's where this war become very bloody like something else. You understand? Because the Nigerians, they were very, very pissed. They want to go after him.
The way you explain it, right, when it got bloody, right, do you think any involvement of foreign soldier would be towards civilians? It will be towards the people that are trying to trying to kill you. So the idea that the people had the time to go handle civilians is so ludicrous to me, because it became bloody. Groups, there was a lot of fractions in Liberia that were fighting. Everybody had to protect themselves. Some of the civilians that you're talking about,
citizens. I never made that claim. I just say
I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm not saying you. I'm just adding to the conversation. But some of the civilians, they bear weapons too. They are open-toe sandals, wearing fucking weapons, attacking people.
That's what I want to talk about. My friend, Liberia war, right? My friend, my own very good friend, we played basketball together. I didn't even know that guy even went to that war. When he came back, it was crazy. He was walking up and down. You know, he was restless. The guy name is called Frank. So what you see is that they were trying to overwhelm the big power involved. Were trying to overwhelm Samodo. Yemi Johnson was being formed to overwhelm, because Chastelo cannot do it alone. So they have to bring another faction in now to overwhelm Samodo.
Yeah, Samuel Doe was fighting a two-pronged war. He was fighting two different factions.
That's what I said. So when you see now, Johnson was this all politics, and they didn't like Doe at all. They want Doe to be gone. You know, so they train somebody somewhere and bring somebody in. Yeah. So Doe was like the only madman I see there is the guy from Sierra Leone. That guy was crazy.
Exactly. So let me ask you a question. If something is happening in Nigeria, you guys are Anglophone, right? And you get the support of a Francophone country, right? And let's say, I give you an example. I'm not going to mention my country, right? Hypothetically, I'm going to come up with a name. A country called Wakanda, and they're Francophone. You say, okay, you know what? You guys can come help us, right? When they come in, they don't even speak your language, right? Who do you think is going to be leading them? You think you're going to let them lead themselves, or you're going to have people leading them? You're going to have people, obviously, you're going to have people leading them, because they don't know your people. They don't know who's going to, so they're not going to be left as a unit by themselves. Your people are going to protect them. They're going to, if it comes time to fight, your people are going to tell them, these are the enemy, shoot at them. So the idea that people are going to come from Burkina Faso, go all the way to Sierra Leone, don't speak English, don't know the terrain, and they're going to be left by themselves to go just massacre
I think we West
civilians.
Africans
That's what I'm hearing here. So you see the
I think we
accusation
West
when
Africans.
it's
We West
crazy.
Africans.
Unnecessary.
It's so
We
crazy.
West Africa. Look, let me tell you what
I want to listen to you, Ola, please.
No. This ECOWAS that Tinubu destroyed. So this ECOWAS was being formed by General Monitor Mohammed and other great powers. So these are like Pan-Africanism. They wanted to work together.
Right.
You tell me this
Right.
Liberia problem,
Yeah.
please. I think we can put it aside because Liberia passed through a hell, man. You know, that's what
Kidola, it can't be put aside. It can't be put aside, right?
Careful,
Some
bro.
people, some
Kidola,
people,
do you know they haven't forgotten
Kidola, some
about,
people want to score a point. They want to score a point based on the past, right? And they're so in their feelings.
Just
No.
relax.
Can you allow me? Can you allow me to speak, please? I'm talking to Kidola. I'm talking to Kidola. Okay, you see, Kidola, based on the past, right? Whether people got hurt, you see, me and my brother from Burkina Faso, we sympathize with Liberia based on what our president did. We're not hypocrite. You understand? We can make those kind of statements here without being embarrassed about our former president. First of all, we didn't like him. We didn't like what he did in other people's country. We are humble. We are very humble. But there's a lot of people here that want to rewrite history and paint an entire country with a bad brush, and that's not what we're doing. We're not part of that. Afrikaners came on here, right? Most Sierra Leoneans will tell you how these people deleted one another, but you will still get that resentment coming from certain people because they want to paint a different narrative. That's what I'm fighting here. Through my words, through my understanding. That's the thing. And where this guy is from, if you listen to him coming on Dinah's channel, he was divisive. He's been divisive. He tried on Alfredamus channel, and Alfredamus told him, "Nah, I'm neutral. I'm gonna go with the facts." He ran away. These are facts. He tried to use Alfredamus to put us down. Alfredamus didn't do it.
St. James, let me say this. Right? I admire your patriotism for your country, right? I admire your patriotism. But I want you to understand, one of the things I don't like about you is that when somebody has the slightest criticism of your country, you think they're your enemy. When
what criticism did you have? And I say I don't want to listen to it.
Hold on.
You're still repeating the same thing.
People, man.
I'm trying to say it, right? Okay. When even Dinah's on his show, right? Dinah's, and I don't know if he's neutral or he likes Traore, I don't know, but he criticized the action of Traore to kind of dissolve the political parties, and he said that it looks like dictatorship to him. He when he did his analysis on that situation, he had a show about it. That's a genuine criticism. So if I say something like that, which I also agree with that, that sentiment that dissolving political, parties and pretty much becoming a one-state government with somebody at the head of it who came to power through a coup, it looks like dictatorship. Now he could be doing some good things. They're benevolent dictators who are doing good things, but they're dictators, in the same. So if I give you that criticism and you think I'm trying to criticize your country, or I don't like Burkina Faso, it's just not true.
Did I make it? When you do that, Elvis, my understanding, right? My understanding when Donis had the show.
That's it.
When Donis had the show, right? Do you agree that I could have called, or I could have remained on my bed and just watched the show? I called in to give you my 2 cents coming from a perspective from Burkina Faso. That's what I did. My brothers here from Burkina Faso, we know our history better. That's why we call in. The idea that you criticize in Burkina Faso and I'm getting into my feeling is not true. But what I just don't want you to just take what some Western medias are saying and just giving your opinion based on that. That's what I'm against. If you tell me, okay, dissolving the political party, you think is the dictatorship, that's your opinion. Respect mine. If I tell you for the time being, that's what we want, why don't you respect mine? I respect yours. The idea that I should respect yours should be what it is. Now, do I have to agree? I don't have to agree with you. You are entitled to be a credit to my country. I respect that. But I'm also under the impression that when I come on here, me being a patriot, right, is rubbing certain people the wrong way. That's what I'm thinking, and I'm going to continue doing that as long as this guy is doing what it is. It is doing for my country to become better. I'm going to support that. So if you come up with something that I believe is correct,
take Pan-Africanism strikes back, for example. I agree with him on politics and many other things, but some of his criticism of Traore is spot on. But you're attacking.
That's still your opinion.
That's his opinion.
That's still your opinion.
So
That's
respect
his
others'
opinion.
roles. Stop contradicting yourself, St. James. Because the more you speak, the more you're
But
contradicting yourself. You're not
Okay.
listening to yourself, bro.
Okay, that's
but
fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
okay,
Listen,
okay, okay.
Pan
Okay, go.
African.
Wait,
This guy,
one
this
second. No,
guy,
you
this guy,
spoke enough.
this
You
guy, this
spoke
guy,
enough.
right? This guy that you're talking about. I'm not going to repeat his name, right? I'm not going to give him clout. He said the most ludicrous things about my country. You know, we should not factual. I let him slide. I let it slide. Why? Because I ain't got time for it. I know he's from the West. He was born here, raised here. He doesn't know. He hasn't been to my country. So he's entitled to his opinion. So opinion shouldn't be mad. So you're talking about it. So whatever that this guy say has to be true. And you have to try 100 times for me to give me the impression that I have to accept that. I'm not. If it's not factual, it's not factual. That's what
Isn't
it
that
is.
what you're doing right now? Isn't that
So
what you're doing?
based
Since you've been on
on
the
what he
show.
said, right? When you say
That's
down the
exactly
put up
what you're doing, St. James.
listen, if you say the political parties is the way you suppress the political party is not a good thing for the country, I respect that. That's his opinion. I respect that. Even today, you will see politicians with political party. My brother's here. I know you watch the show. Political leaders in my country called Burkina Faso telling Traore was spot on doing that. Political leaders who own parties who said Traore is right. So that's
They're
their
under
own
duress.
opinion.
You have a military junta. What do you think they're going to go against them? You think they want to?
This
They want
guy
to feel the
went toe to toe.
repercussions?
This guy went toe to toes with Blaise Compaoré, the most ruthless president in Burkina Faso. That political leader did not back down. He did not.
Okay,
You know who brought the
I think
trial? You know who
Dan needs
brought
to
the?
speak
No,
now.
let me
Let Pan
finish.
come in.
No. Let me give you his
Yeah, hurry up
background.
then, hurry up.
You know who brought? You know who brought the trial against Blaise Compaoré for the killing of Sankara? That political leader. He's a lawyer to the family of Sankara. Blaise Compaoré knew him. He was in the country. He didn't run away. When Compaoré was ruling the country, he could have killed the guy. He never run. You got this guy telling you that this guy doing that, X in the political party is a good thing. Why don't won't you listen to his opinion too? He's a
Yeah, I
political
listen to
leader, well
everybody's
known in my
opinion. I'm not
country,
against
so he's
anybody.
agreeing with it. So his opinion is okay. Why don't you ask the political?
After Kapari left, you guys wanted democracy, right? You wanted to vote for your own president, right?
It was we're in the democracy under Compaoré. What do you mean? It wasn't in a military route for 27 years?
Listen. After he left, after you guys did an uprising and he left and he fled the country, you guys wanted to have the option to elect your next president, right? And you did, right?
Absolutely. We had a transition for a year and then we went for election. Yeah.
There you go.
That's
So
a
why can't you
transition. We
guys do
had
the
a
same thing with
transition
this?
because this time is different. The country is under attack. It's different.
Okay.
Yes.
But
That's the reasoning behind it.
My
All right,
thing
let
with
Ban speak
Elvis
now.
is that
Ban gets in
earlier.
there, yeah? Just speak now. Talk.
My thing with Elvis is that earlier he wasn't being totally fully honest in the way he was analyzing. He was like trying to make it seem like Burkina Faso never helped their neighboring countries, and then they expect everybody to help them. And then he was saying silly stuff, And this is why I came against you. This is why I came after you, Elvis, because you were saying crazy stuff. You were trying to pin like the people against each other. And
Elvis,
like
you
this is
see,
not what we care
I was
for.
speaking.
my brother
I was
just joined
speaking
the
about St.
conversation from
James.
Elvis.
I was
My
speaking
brother
about St.
just joined the
James in
conversation
particular.
from a different country. He can read through the line. You see that?
I gotta pass the mic to Bang. Bang's been waiting. Go ahead, Bang.
Yeah. How's everybody? Coming from certain, I heard the stories. The situation up there in Kono and all that. You had people from Guinea, you had people from Gambia as well, and I think Senegambia as well used to come in there trying to get some of those diamonds as well. That's what people, they benefit of this war that took place in my country as well. They didn't involve in it, but they benefit of the chaos as well. Let's be fair what it is, right? But I've heard, people come up here plenty of times and say Gaddafi, was the one giving weapons to what you call it, some people over there in Liberia, right? Or whatever, or like child stealing and stuff like that. Isn't it during this time, right? Wasn't Gaddafi best friend to the West? Because I'm if I can recall, Gaddafi, Libya never manufactured weapons. So which means Gaddafi was buying it from somebody. And during that time in the 80s and up to the 90s as well, Gaddafi was the best friend, for the West, just like Saddam Hussein. So let's get that fact clearly, right? I ran into somebody that used to work for the US government, right? Told me a story, right? she was her job was responsible for like like installing towers and stuff like that, for like phone calls, like communication and all these things, right? She once told me that everything within our country, communication wise, the Westerners had an ear in it. They could listen to anything. So for somebody to come up here and telling me about, like they don't live in cool, they believe in democracy, rules of law, and all these things. Hey, that's an opinion. But where's the result? Because under democracy, you're supposed to benefit your people. If the former president of Burkina Faso was in power for over 20 or 20 something years, so who was protecting him? I don't see the West trying to go after him. So which means he was tied to the West. So wherever he was helping is because of he was following instruction from the people that control his country. So you understand me, right? And also because people need to understand how the world really works. When you look at like Charles Taylor was coming from America, escaped from prison. We have never heard stories how this man escaped from prison and then went through all these things. I mean, imagine somebody escaped from prison and then did all these things all by himself. I mean, you have to have some type of big muscle behind you, especially people that control the world. Let's be fair now, and that's the reason why, because they use them to get what they want. So at the end of the day, in my country, there was a lot going on. A lot of people was involved doing a lot of things. A lot of people was doing a lot of unliving, all these things as well, right? But come to Ghana as well, because it's funny. Ghana now have France military in their country. Ghana has the United States military in the country as well. But then at the same time, Ghanaians come up here and make a bunch of noise for Burkina Faso and all that. Burkina Faso are the true African president, are the pioneers and stuff. I mean, come on. If you're gonna say all these things about Burkina Faso, about Ibrahim Traore, then why are you allowing your president, bringing in France and all that, bringing the so-called West big bad boy and all these things, right? But you have these same Ghanaians wants to blame other ethnic group that are destabilizing these countries. I mean, that's kind of strange. That's kind of fishy. Because when I saw them, I was like, wow, do Ghanaians speak English? I mean, French? They don't speak French. They speak English. I mean, what's the point of you trying to have these people? Is it because
They're going to speak French very soon. Just watch.
Yeah, exactly,
They're going to
my
become
brother.
francophone.
Exactly.
See,
But I'm gonna end this, right? St. James.
Is that a threat or is that a promise, St. James? I mean,
hold on. I'm in this real quick. You got 30 seconds, right? 30 seconds.
So that's what I was saying, man. You like to threaten people, man.
30 seconds, man. St. James, man. I'm in this, right? When I saw the the road that your president is, constructing, it was like 172 miles from right here. That could take you all the way to, to New York City. I mean, I don't see Liberia democracy doing that. I mean, Elvis, please help me, right? Because it looked like you in love with democracy. I mean, come on now. Liberia needs help, man, especially when it comes to infrastructures. I mean, I know you're saying the videos now, Mr. Democracy. Please help me. Please help me, man. Because I want to see Liberia,
Bang. When did you leave? When did you leave Sierra Leone, Bang?
In the 90s.
Have you ever lived under a dictatorship or military junta?
Have I ever lived under a dictatorship? Yeah.
Who?
It was what's this guy? Under Matabio. I forgot his name. What's this guy name?
Koromo Valentine Stresser?
Yeah, no, Momo. Momo. No, Momo was a dictator. Because I see Momo more of a dictator. Huh?
But Momo took over after Shaka Stevens died, right?
Yeah, but he had one party state. That's dictatorship, man.
I know what you're trying to do. Get to your point, Elvis. Democracy.
Okay. Yeah, my point here is that we have a duopoly in this country, a democratic duopoly. We have two parties, either or is going to rule, right? So in democracies, you respect the fact that you voted or the majority voted for one person, and if they're not performing, you have a remedy, which is when the time comes, you vote for another person. That's what civilized nations do, right? You vote. This is your system. This is the Constitution. The Constitution requires it. I'm sure they have a democratic constitution in Burkina Faso that requires election, right? You guys require election like every 6 years or every 4 years, depending. That's what the Constitution says. So if you think that
military rule or coups are a good thing, you haven't lived under a coup since you're probably a kid, or you haven't lived under a dictatorship since you were probably a kid.
Okay,
So
okay,
to,
I
okay.
to
think he, I
advocate
think he
for
did
it,
on, I think he did
No,
on the
hold on,
Valentine's
hold on.
Class, and that bang.
I see.
Mm.
I know what he's doing. Give me a second, real quick. I know what he's
Mm.
doing, right? So you saying I haven't lived under dictatorship of or like military coup, right? So even if I haven't, but at the end of the day, the people that live there, they seem pretty happy. They seem pretty happy. That's why I gave you an example. That's why I give you an example. Look at it right now. Liberia needs a lot of work in infrastructures. You know that. Let's be honest with ourselves now. Democracy leader. So you telling me if Burkina Faso could just clear out a bush in less than 40 days, over 200 miles, what happened to your president currently? What happened
So
to your
you're
president currently?
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
You're you're
if
saying
you have a
that
country, right?
development.
If you
One
if
second,
you have a
bro.
country, you have over like 100 parties. How is that effective for the country? Make it make sense.
Okay. So you're saying that development trumps freedom. So you can be oppressed. For example, I'm not saying but Burkina Faso in particular, but your idea is that if somebody is building a road, they're allowed to be a dictator, and that justifies that end justifies the means. Is that your point?
That's not what I'm trying to say. That's not what I'm trying to say. Because
If the
what you did
people,
was
if people are funding the
you
projects,
clearly
right?
said if the people are being
Are
oppressed.
if the people,
You
your
see how
people cannot be
sneaky
oppressed
is?
and at the same time funding this project, right? If they're oppressed, that
Yeah,
means
exactly.
they're gonna go
They will not
against the
fund the
president,
project.
right? So regardless what the president said, they're not gonna accommodate
Were you
that
guys
situation.
oppressed under Campari for 27 years, or were you free and happy?
Somehow, he wasn't like he did his thing, like, but there was time that things were bad. He killed people. There were time nothing happened, so people were okay. Oppression, yeah, we felt oppressed, but not to the extent where let's say what, like he wasn't like on a day-to-day people. It was like we had a regular life, but it was for 27 years. It was like that.
Yeah,
But
but
you're
St.
But
talking
James.
about
brother,
dictatorship and
Yeah, but St.
military
James.
ruling, right?
but
I'll give you an
brother,
example. No, let me give that to
Yeah, but
Elvis.
St. James.
Based on
Okay,
the president we had in Burkina, yeah, based on the most of the president we had in Burkina Faso, right? If you ask the Burkina Bay, right, who was the best president ever, right? Let's leave the current president right now. Let's leave him out of it, right? And we ask who was the best president of Burkina Faso. You know what they're gonna tell you? You have the answer. You know what they're gonna tell you?
Mr. Thomas.
Sankara, right?
He's gone. He's dead and gone, right? They're now. So was he oppressing people? He was a
yeah,
military ruler.
good point. Very good point. And
Oh
Yeah,
man,
I want I
you
wanted
you
to
see how
address something
you
that
see how
that
you checkmate
Elvis
him?
just
very
said.
Do
good
you see
point,
how you
Saint James.
checkmate him? Do you see how you checkmate him?
Very good point, Saint
The
James.
That's
democracy.
that's yeah.
No,
That's
I
what the
agree. I agree
yeah.
with some of
That's
those
what the people
points.
will say, right?
I am not. I listen. I I am not. wanted to check I Elvis on
How many
something,
how
but
many years did he
you
rule
know,
for?
Oh my God.
4 years and
He only did 4 years.
He did 4
He
years.
only
Okay.
did 4 years, I think.
Okay.
yeah, that's
and
long
they're still
enough
How
talking
many?
about
How
it,
many?
to
How
and
many?
they're
be. That's
still
long
So
enough.
talking
I
about it.
mean,
But
we hear it, right, St. James? No, hold on, guys. Let's get some education here, right? And I'm not a great student of Sakara, but what are some of the things that he did? What are some of the development and reforms that he made that made him a great president in the eyes of the Burkinabés?
Hmm. I give education. He was trying to, education was free in Burkina Faso when he was ruling. Healthcare, he made a lot of changes. Social, like access to housing, he was doing a lot of that. People were getting access to housing. The economy was getting better. You don't have to listen to me. Go to the IMF, go to his books, read the numbers that Sankara was producing in Burkina Faso. He was the top performer. The numbers were pointing to the right direction. It was corruption. It banned corruption. There was no corruption whatsoever in my country. People were being held accountable for the first time. He put a good system of checks and balance in Burkina Faso. Literally, that's what he was doing. The military was getting stronger. People were getting. There was a lot of trust between the people, and even we were having a little bit of not tribalism, but we had some of
Were
that.
you
That was a little.
alive back then, or you just heard
I was a
about these
baby.
things?
I was a
You was a
baby.
baby
We
back
read
then.
the
Okay.
book, but the books are available. It was written. You can go back and read the books. You can see the IMF report, and
in Burkina when he was there.
Also,
Nobody was starving in Burkina Faso. You know that, right? Back in the 80s, a small
let's
country like Burkina
eradicate
Faso. Yes.
It's in West Africa. In West Africa, we have two leadership system, and that's have been there for centuries. We have the coastal one, and we have the inland ones. What I find out, most of the coastal ones, their system has always been different to those in inner lands, and it's not new. Absolutely nothing new. So I'm not saying I agree. Like Thomas Sankara, for the short time he'd been in power as a military guy, I agree he did well. And his reform and his tolerance, equality towards women's.
The one
He
thing I
put,
admire about him is that he
yeah,
wasn't
he did. Yeah,
a tyrant. He wasn't killing people. He had a
no,
calm spirit, and that's very rare when it comes to military guys who take over countries.
right,
So
right.
in that regard, he has my highest esteem. And then in
Mm-hmm.
terms of the reform that he did, which is nice, somebody like a John Magufuli from Tanzania, who sadly passed away, he did those similar things, and he came through the ballot box, right? Even in my country, a poor country like Liberia, my former president George Weah, he gave out free college in high school education. The government took over the tuition of the students. He did some reforms, some social programs, but he wasn't the greatest president, but he did some of those things. So I appreciate Sankara, but I'm just saying, if you think that that's how most military leaders are, you're African, that's not how it works in African
Okay,
countries. So he was
Elvis,
probably one of the most exceptions to that.
based on the
That's
opinion of the
true.
same people coming from
That is
Burkina
true, but
Faso. Let me finish
that
that,
is
right?
true,
Let me
but
finish that. Let me make that statement be quiet, Elvis. You can
yes,
ask
please.
any
Thank you.
Burkina, you can ask any Burkinabe in America, wherever you are. Traore is slated to pass Traore. I can even tell you already surpassed him based on the
You say he's going to
accomplishments.
surpass Sankara? Is that what you're
You
saying?
already did. You already
Okay,
did.
okay, all right.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
you already
okay.
did.
Well,
Ask the Burkinabe themselves.
Can anybody hear me?
yeah, but I
yeah,
can
okay, yeah.
testify to that. I can
We have
testify
a
to
new
that
panel. We
because
have a new panelist. Let him come
Yeah,
in. Let
somebody
the new
wants to come in.
panelist
Maybe
come in.
Donis can pass the mic to them. I think we got a new panelist.
Can I come in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
sure, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead, man.
So Elvis, when I listen to you well, I notice you're bringing up Compare, and it's as if you're going back to the past in order to blight whatever Traore is trying to do. At the end of the day, we know that a lot of what was transpiring, the West was the financier behind all of this geopolitically, right? You said a while ago, you said, political parties, what civilized nation do. Okay, good. America is civilized. But listen well, the head of AFRICOM, what did he say before he left? He said, access and interests and allies who they see eye to eye with. Access and interest for what? The resource. And so he's basically telling you he doesn't mind getting rid of those who are not in line with American foreign policy to access the resource to feed the corporations in America. And now, so, okay, that is American foreign policy. Yes, they may have political parties, but their foreign policy entails what you call it, destabilizing African nation in order to access your resource. So that's a contradiction
Right,
in and of
exactly.
itself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hold on, let me
And
finish.
that's
Hold on,
yes,
bro.
yeah,
Let me finish because I'm coming at you next. And so
okay.
that's a
Okay.
contradiction. That's a contradiction in and of itself. You understand? So now you mentioned Magufuli. Yes, it was democratic, but he learned the hard way to Bombaclat because I knew it was going to happen to him. I don't think he just unalive randomly. You cannot do the reform that he put in place. You cannot do those things without having an autocratic rule and tight military and having tight security around yourself. He learned the hard way. He left himself exposed, got taken out. Gaddafi,
left himself
What? They said
exposed,
he died
got
from
taken up.
complications of
Hold on,
COVID. What do you mean?
hold
He
on.
wasn't killed by
You
a
said
coup.
what? You
They
said
said
what?
Michael Foley died from complications of COVID. He
Yeah,
died
they
from health
can tell
issues.
you
He didn't get killed
anything.
by a gun.
I hear you, bro. They will tell you anything. He went against that whole COVID piece. They can tell you anything. I don't believe that's what happened because the reform that he was doing was going against the West. They got him. So my thing is this: Traore is learning from the past. He's not leaving himself open. He learning from the past. The difference is he unaliving innocent people? The dynamics are different in terms of the country he inherited, and in addition to the jihadists, the extremists that's taking place in this country. There are different dynamics. You understand? So when the brother said now he will surpass, he already surpassed what's his name? Thomas
Sankara.
Sankara. The evidence is there. So for me personally, I don't have an issue with him being autocratic as long as you're getting the work done, you're taking care of the people, the country is developing, and you're not unaliving people. It has
So
its
what
place.
if he stops doing that? Then you have a problem with him. Then how do you get him out?
But hold on, brother. But to use America as the standard of, or the West as the standard of civilized nation, when you know full well they
And then Donald Trump is telling
undermine,
people, "Oi, you want
they
to come up here and tell us
destabilize. Look,
civilized?" Man, get out of here, man.
hold on
Come
now.
here and tell us
Now
civilized.
let me go to the Fulani brother.
Get the hell out of here.
I need to address
Donald
him.
Trump openly saying, "I'm gonna take their oil. I'm gonna steal the oil."
Absolutely.
Is that civilized?
Absolutely.
Openly say it. And you want to come up here and tell
Brother,
us
hold
civilized
on 1
nation?
second, bro.
Yeah, go
What the
on.
hell
Oh
we
yeah,
do these
yeah, go
Africans,
on.
man?
Bro, let me
Yeah,
get to the
go on,
Fulani
address
brother.
me.
Fulani brother. Last week, I documented what you said, and I meant to get back at you. But St. James is the one now that remind me to get back at you. When St. James accused you of spewing propaganda and lies and pitting people against each other, last week or 2 weeks ago, I brought up the E1B1B haplogroup that the Fulani carry. And week after you addressed it, and you say people mentioned the B haplogroup, and we got the B haplogroup from the Hausa, and it was the Hausa that was the middleman for the Eurasians coming, or collaborated with the Eurasian and the Africans coming in Africa. Stop. You said that out your mouth. Now let me tell you where you went wrong. But I'm going to ask you a question first. Which B haplogroup you talking about? And don't Google it.
Are we here to talk about genealogy, man? That's kind of out of our scopes, man. We can't have
I skip this. I
genealogists.
skip this.
James, you understand where I'm going, St. James, right?
I skip this one, please. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. I skip this one.
No. Why do you want to run? Because what you did. This is what you did.
We can have
This is what you did. Let me make it clear, since you don't want to answer.
Okay.
Don't try to deflect. Because he accused you of something.
About that Russian guy, man, in Ghana.
Bro, can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish?
This Ghanaians are
Can
hiding
I
now.
finish? Because you always off topic anyway. Brother, chill out. Let me finish. Let me bring some point of clarity, and I'm done with that subject. You mentioned the B. E1B1, they did not get that from Hausa. Hausa carry a little bit of E1B1B. Hausa is R1B. Fulani is predominantly E1B1B. And then now you turn around and blame the Hausa for everything and don't take responsibility for the things that other Fulani groups have done. So that's what I need to clarify you on. Fulani, the only B that Fulani inherits from Hausa is R1B. I wasn't talking about R1B. E1B1B I was referring to. So argument done.
Okay. Let me make. What my point was, we as Fulani, we don't know not all of us carry the same genetic DNA based on where we live, because we're spread out. And for me to hear some genetic lessons from a Jamaican, actually on the platform talking about tribe, he addressed me based on my tribe, not even another African person on this platform done that. It just show how far we have gone as black people. You know, you could address me as, oh, Africa, Africa, or this and that, but it just show your low level of thinking. You know,
No,
and
no, no,
it
no, no. Don't
basically
try to style
you're
me.
the
Don't
type of
try
men,
to style.
your type
Because
of
what you're
mentality
trying
in
to
Africa.
tell me is,
You're the
as a
type of people in Africa
diaspora,
that's
I
not
don't need
needed.
to
Okay,
speak on
all
nothing
I'm
about
saying is
Africa. That's what you're trying to tell me.
our genetics is
Passively,
okay.
aggressively.
Okay,
Don't
okay,
try that.
okay, okay,
Don't try.
okay,
That means
okay.
Dynasty shouldn't
The
be
answer,
talking about Africa then.
the
Since
answer.
diasporians don't have a
But
take in
why
this.
why
That's
are
what
you
you're trying
using
to tell me.
genetics? What are you implying about this
What's this?
genetics? That they're not real
Listen, you
Africans?
weren't on the
Are you saying they're
platform
not
when
real
they were talking
Africans?
about this. So stay out of it. Stay out of it. Because you weren't
No,
here.
bro. What's the deal with genetics?
Listen, you weren't here for the conversation, and I'm not going to go into it. So leave it alone.
Okay.
He knows what
I
I'm
guess
talking about.
that was a
That's
different
for another
conversation.
day.
Yeah,
Let
Elvis,
it
you
be.
should stay out of it, Elvis.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
stay
stay
out
out
of
of
it.
it. I'll stay out of it. All right.
So just leave that alone, right? Our genetic is spread out throughout the West Africa based on where we live. Let's move on. Okay, and that's reality. You can laugh as you like.
No, I
It's
laugh
spread out
because
throughout the West Africa.
you're trying to twerk you're trying to deflect. You're trying to deflect
No, I'm not
after you
deflecting.
lied.
I am not deflecting
Because you heard what I
I am
said. I
okay,
said E1B1B,
okay,
and you came up with
calm
this
down. Calm
R1B1B.
down.
I wasn't talking about R1B
No,
the House
don't
will
get over your
carry.
feelings. If okay,
So don't try.
let's
You
make
don't
one
hurt
thing
my
clear.
feelings. You can show me that you're a liar.
What's this going about? What's this
Ah,
going about? Like,
oh
what's it gonna
God,
be with B1,
yeah.
B1? Like, what's it got to do
Yeah,
with
mind your
what's
business.
up?
Keep it simple.
WBGC.
Mind your
Fuck that,
business.
man.
You don't
Guys,
know about
just
Yeah,
bring me up
Okay,
to speed,
okay.
man. What does it
B1B.
mean? It doesn't
Yeah,
mean that
okay.
they're not Africans.
Let's.
So
What is he
Ahmed and
trying to say?
Africa are not real Africans. Is that what it means?
Can we
Who's
move on?
asking that question?
Can
Who's
we move
asking
on?
that question?
Thank you.
Who's asking
Oh
the
God,
question?
coming from a Jamaican. Anyway, let's
That's
move
me.
on.
That's me,
No, no,
Elvis.
coming
Elvis
from a
is asking the
no, just
question.
say coming from a
Just for clarity.
diaspora.
I just
Coming
want to
from the
get clarity on the issue.
diaspora. Just say that.
All right,
Just tell me
just
you are
now.
xenophobic. Because you are
Okay, so I
xenophobic.
am.
So what's the connotation of the E1B1B, brother? I want to understand it.
Bro, if you don't know your
Please.
genetics, I can't help you with that.
But
No,
If
I'm
you
not a
don't know the
genealogist, bro.
genealogy,
That's not my field. I just want to
the
get us some understanding. Please
phylogenealogy
tell
of
me.
Africa, don't bother to. Okay?
Can you answer his question, please? Answer his question,
Yeah,
man.
I just
No,
wanted to say
listen, I
something
was
to
told
Africa,
to
Africa.
get off that subject. I was told to get off that subject.
You wanted to say you brought that subject on there. Answer his question.
Dinus, I wanted to say something to Africa, Africa.
Go ahead.
Can the brother please answer what the connotation of the E1B1B means, please, for somebody as ignorant as I am?
We're moving on from there. Go ahead.
No, let me say something to Africa.
Yes.
I didn't follow the beginning of this debate that you guys are having, but you are wrong to disqualify him from the Africanness just based on the fact that he's Jamaican. You're wrong to do that.
Thank you.
I can tell you that the Jamaicans are the biggest writers that we have, like in a good sense, right? In the community, right? And at times, Jamaicans are even more proud to be African than Africans themselves. All right?
I hear you.
We need Jamaicans in the diaspora.
I hear you. I said that. I hear you. I said that in the basis of him. Okay, I hear you, Bukinabe, but I responded to him on the basis of him addressing me as a Fulani guy. And you don't understand when they say that. It makes me so proud of who I am. But if he, the reality is because he is not from my part, he don't understand our culture and what we talk about on the internet here. It's just far distance. Probably have a different mindset about it.
You
just called me a typical Sahelian. You just called me a typical Sahelian. Do you respect my culture?
He's xenophobic. He's xenophobic. He selectively will mention Mende and other group to make it seem as if he's not xenophobic, but he's pro-Fulani all the way.
No, he's not.
Well, Fulanese are also Sahelian, right? They come from that region too. So those are his people as well.
Come on.
You know this is what I said that upset him. I said, let me update you all. I said I observe a pattern in Africa. The pattern that I observe in Africa is the African nation tribes that carry E1B1B haplogroup.
Yeah.
And I mentioned those particular groups: Amhara, Tigrina, Somali, Tuareg, Fulani, and Tutsi carry a certain amount of that. What I've observed throughout the ages is that that haplogroup is the only haplogroup in Africa that mix heavily with Euro-Asian. In fact, European JEW, who financed the slave trade, both groups, the Ashkenaz, Sephardi, they carry up to 50% as a collective E1B1B. So what I was saying is that whenever, let me finish, I'm about to finish. What I said is that I observe that they tend to think of themselves as superior to E1B1A, which would be like Akan, Wolof, Igbo, Yoruba, even to see themselves even more superior to the Twa people who carry B haplogroup and others. Let me finish, Naman. How can you understand what I'm saying if you don't let me finish? See? So what I'm saying, they always exhibit a superiority complex to others who are not of that haplogroup. And then I also observe that they have been the collaborators for the most part to bring in these Euro-Asian into Africa. And I'm not just talking about the transatlantic slave trade. I'm going back to ancient Kemet and before, because the Fulani also do carry lactose-tolerant genes from Euro-Asia. You can look that up.
That's because they're
Afro-Asiatic.
No, they're not Afro-Asiatic. They're not.
Big man, let me ask you a question. I want to ask you a question, right? Are you aware that the Fulanese or the Fula or the Fube people, right? Wherever they settled at for years, right? They developed like a partnership, almost like a mixed breed with any tribe. You understand it, right?
So it's not. You do not understand. You don't understand. You understand nothing about the reality.
Africa is not genetically homogenous,
superior, right? Just like you said, if you feel superior,
which is fine.
He's so wrong in his analysis.
You completely missed the point. You completely missed the point.
You are no.
The point here is this.
Ben, you're not listening.
Stop for a minute. Stop for a minute.
Ben, you're not listening. You're not listening. You can't argue with everybody. Everyone here cannot be wrong. Just chill out.
Because you think when I speak to my brethren from Shuluk, South Sudan, Southern Ethiopia, they give you a history, their relation with the E1B1 Afro-Asiatic people and what they have done to them. You understand?
Fulani are not Afro-Asiatic. Fulani are not Afro-Asiatic people. Stop.
No, we're not Afro-Asiatic people. You all have been betrayed to the continent. You all have been the chief collaborator and betrayer. So don't tell me that Africa is not homogeneous.
Oh God! Oh dear!
The Dinka, the Shuluk,
now you guys telling me.
You're not going to find
a lot of people.
Oh
you're not
God! This guy.
Bantu people. But you're going to find it in Amhara, Tigrina, Fulani, because you are collaborators with Euro-Asian.
No, you're not. You see, you don't listen, do you? No. Let me respond to him. Let me respond to him. Let me listen to him. Let me respond to him. No, you're not listening because you're just making fake analysis here. Please, just stop for a minute, okay? People here know better than what you're talking about.
No, people don't hear no better. Okay.
African Americans and Jamaican have white blood in their lineage. Does that make them a traitor to the black race?
That because of slavery and grape.
No, black people are marrying and breeding with other races to this day. It's not only because of that. They still marry and intermarry different races today.
Don't try to justify it. My people in Jamaica were enslaved and raped by Euro-Asian. That's not willful marriage. Unlike Fulani and Amhara, who carry 50% J1, 45% J1.
You're just making up so much stuff. Which Fulani group did you study? That's the question. You're still rambling. Can I finish? Can I ask?
Of E1B1B and R1B and some Fulani do carry E1B1A. I'm aware of that.
How did they acquire that?
The man speak, man. Africa, may great.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
thank you, sir. You just came here and you just came here and making up so much stuff, and
Nobody
you
making
have
up
no
so much stuff.
evidence.
Let's have a debate. We
You,
can set this up. Put the money up and let's have a debate. Bring your team. I bring my team. I put my money where I put my money where my mouth is. Straight up. Let's debate this
okay.
issue. Yeah. Since you
Okay.
think I'm just
Listen.
talking.
Listen. Let me finish. I got work in the morning. Yeah. I don't have time to be shouting over each other, and I got people as a responsible man. Just bear that in mind to start
Yeah,
with.
I'm a
Okay.
responsible man too. So
Okay.
don't try your passive
Well,
aggressive dissing. Okay, you're not the only responsible man on here.
just
Hey,
behave
what do
Okay.
you
responsibly
do
and
to
stop
in Africa?
shouting.
Africa, he got the works for you. He got the works for you, man. You want to smoke with you.
Yeah. It's like someone paid him to come for me, right?
No, pay
But
you to
okay.
stop lying. You're lying. You're a big liar.
What have I?
My man who's talking. My man who's talking. You want to know who that
Let me
guy
just.
is? He's a Sahelian knucklehead, man.
Yeah, St. David. If it's
so,
so
so,
good
so,
talking, the
so,
Burkina
He's
brother,
African,
I
bro.
agree
Don't
with
listen to
you.
that genetics, man. The Fula has been in Africa and West Africa for a long time. The West
No,
Africans.
Fulani are
before most,
hybrids. They are
we're
hybrids.
mixed. We're mixed.
They are
We're mixed.
collaborators with
We're
you
not. We're
agent, no
not.
matter how long they've been
Oh
there.
God, 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 God,
Can you
God. All right.
can you let
I don't think.
Africa
I don't
speak,
think you should
man?
be. Honestly,
Like 1 minute
I think if you
to get
carry
his
on speaking
thoughts?
like that about one tribe, it's very tribalistic, to be honest. And if you keep
No,
speaking like
you
that about one tribe,
tribalistic. You
I don't
tribalistic.
think.
You're very
Actually, am I
condescending
hearing
with
that?
with your xenophobia.
Mr. B1, man. Can
Am
you
I
let
Mr.
Africa
B1?
speak,
Mr.
man?
B1, yeah,
No, I'm
Mr.
not
B1,
B1.
please.
I'm not B1. You are E1B1B. So you're calling yourself. I'm not E1B1B.
Okay.
So don't
So what are you?
put
E1,
yourself in there.
B1, BA? What are you, man?
B1Z1Z. That's what he
No,
called himself.
question yourself. I'm sorry, you don't know
WVP,
anything about your own
SUP,
genetics.
shut up.
You don't know anything about your own genetics. So you need to go do some
Mate,
research. Don't
listen,
question me.
You will
mate,
never
if you only
know.
come,
You will never know that guy's a
you,
Fulani man. A Fulani man can stand next to you. You will never know. Mother
Man,
and
They
stop
father
got
your
can
some
match
dark
up like
skin
foolishness.
Fulanese. They
Stop
got
what?
some
your
lighter skin
foolishness.
Fulanese, man.
You will never
They
know.
come in
Stop your
different
Fulani
shades,
man
foolishness.
is
brother.
I
stand
know
next
the
to you.
you see,
verbility.
Mother and
Stop
father,
your
the,
mother and
pro-
foolishness.
father is a Fulani. You will
the,
never
the
know.
problem, the problem is that
You will
Bang
never
and
know.
Elvis. The problem is what these guys don't understand is
Is Bob
the
Marley
full.
more African than Africa?
Man, I'm not a follower of Bob Marley. I don't rate Bob Marley, so don't bring Bob Marley to me.
I'm just
What do you mean
asking
you
you a
don't rate
question. He's a Jamaican,
So
right?
don't
Marley, man?
ask
You
me
don't rate
about Bob Marley.
Elvis, you want my
I have
opinion?
no interest
You
in
want
Bob
my
Marley.
opinion?
Go ahead,
Bob
CJ.
Marley impacted Africans and African more than Africa. I can tell you
Oh
that.
boy.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh
a fan of
boy.
Bob Marley, okay? I have my reasons, so don't bring Bob Marley to me. Talk to me about
I am not
Peter
going
Tosh.
to engage.
Talk to me about
I
Peter
am not
Tosh
going to
and
engage
Marcus
foolish
Garvey,
arguments.
and then we have a
Yeah.
conversation. Even though Marcus Garvey have R1B from Spain and Portugal in his haplogroup. But I'm not a fan of Bob Marley,
Who's
so don't
that?
bring Bob Marley to me.
Yes, yeah, who's that? Was that,
Africa.
Yeah, go on.
Africa.
Yes.
Yeah, like I once heard you speak patois here. Like you were sounding Jamaican. Like how did you learn that?
I grew up with Jamaicans. I actually grew up with Jamaicans a lot, and I know Jamaicans like more than I know Africans.
Because at first I thought you were Jamaican.
No,
And then later on I learned that you were.
no, yeah. No, I was speaking to Icon. I was speaking to Icon Fire.
Icon was cursing him out, and
You
he tried
feel
to
me?
speak Jamaican to
Yeah.
Icon.
You feel me?
No. Yeah. No. I started saying it, but yeah, never mind. But basically,
But like,
when if you want to,
but did you date
no.
did you date many Jamaican girls, or like how did you learn?
Oh God, I had those days. Please don't get me into trouble. Anyway, so basically, what I'm trying to say, yeah, the reality is us West African people in general, we have to realize that we are facing, different things at different time. And basically, what I'm trying to say earlier before I got distracted is about the African Union. My biggest disappointment was nobody spoke out there, as one voice. They was all speaking differently, and it seemed like that place was tapped anyway for them to even say what they like. So if you don't have that, oneness in the region, not alone in the continent, how are you gonna be able to fight against this invasion? Because we're gonna enter a new colonization. It's gonna be, the Russians, the West, the Chinese, the Turks, they're all there. Simple as that. They're all there. So how are we going to fight that? And which people throughout history of Africa have been able to do it in the past successfully and lose their lives? And which people that can actually in here that can personally claim that they have a tribe member or a family member who fought against colonials in Africa? You don't have some, but kudos to them because I'm one of them. So all this tribal talk, genetic talk, whatever talk, people been
Tell us
very
which group is that.
tribalistic.
Tell us which group is that.
The B1, V1,
Whatever.
Z1, A1, A1,
No, I've
C1,
heard him say it
Except
before. This is
oh,
nothing new. He
G,
said it last week.
G.
He said it last week.
You
That's
come here
exactly
if you
what it is,
listen
though.
if you wanna
That's
if you
exactly
wanna
what
do
it
if you
is.
wanna do it honestly if you wanna do a topic on genetics about West Africa, you can actually put that money into Dinah's pocket now and sponsor the show and come and prove me wrong, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Go
I'm
on.
gonna bring my team. I'm gonna bring my team of researchers. We coming.
No. Just make sure we can see all the evidence
And
of what
those
you're
on
talking
the
about.
continent and in the
I just
diaspora.
want to
We
know the
coming. We
point.
can
Is
do
it
it.
going to prove that Fulanese are not Africans? That's my point.
No one is saying that Fulanese are not African. We're not saying that.
Nobody is more West African. We have many tribes that you mentioned that came to West Africa before the Tukla people of that region, and you don't even know the tribe that we came from as the beginning, the roots of the Fulani. You don't even know. All you know is the Fulani who actually move around, and basically the nomadic Fulani are the ones that will have the higher admixture of those what you mentioned. And you got the settled, some semi-nomadic Fulani who are half settled and travel around. They might also carry that. And then you got the settled Fulani, which make majority of, possibly the majority of the Fulani people in West Africa that you guys know nothing about. And so
You're
when
going
you
to
talk
be in
about
for a
we
big
have,
surprise. You will be in for a big
that's fine.
surprise. Don't worry.
That's fine.
My team is ready. Ready. Because everything you say,
good.
don't think I'm
We're
ignorant.
all here to learn.
Guys, let me pass the mic to CD, then we gotta close out. Go ahead, CD.
All right, bro.
Hey, Dennis.
Hey.
So, my view on the guy who came here and spoke about the special forces that was fighting for Charles Taylor, 99.9% were all Burkinabe, and they fight throughout until they finish the war, right? And they were not special army. They were almost like a rebel that trained with Charles Taylor in Libya. And how did I know that? Because most of them were speaking Jula, which is Madingo. And when I went to Africa border, I met most of them. Some of them name was Mohammed, Mustafa. So I could see all of them. Some of them and I could speak the same language because Jula is very common in West Africa, common language spoken, right? So they fight with Charles Law from the beginning all the way to the end. And even went as far as to Sierra Leone, right? Because the guy that was heading the rebel group for 47
Man, it's not true, bro.
Let me finish. Because most of these French guys, when they learn how to speak English, they want to interrupt anytime we speak, right? So yeah, that's the reality because they learn English, so they just want to be interrupting people. And even though comparing Burkina Faso with Sierra Leone, infrastructure wise, Sierra Leone is far developed than Burkina Faso. There's no
Let's do
comparison.
GDP by GDP. Let's do all metrics. Which metrics do you want to use? You guys are posting single
It's
digit.
no bad
Even at peace, you post in single digit.
Let
At
me
peace,
finish.
at war, we post double digits.
In
So
What
defense of Burkina
infrastructure?
Faso, they have a harsher terrain to develop infrastructure wise than
Nah,
Sierra
it's
Leone.
not. It's not. It's not true. It's not because he said it. That's true.
Let
It's
me
not
finish.
true.
You can't even compare Burkina Faso with Niger in terms of infrastructure. I've been there. I used to go to
Have you
Ouagadougou.
been to Burkina Faso? Have you been to Burkina
Yes.
Faso?
Yes.
Where? Where?
I've been to Ouagadougou. I've been
What
to
year?
I've been to Bobo Dioulasso.
What year?
Do you want to know year? Is
Yeah,
that
I'm just
important?
asking. You don't have
This is
to
what I
ask.
say. When
You don't have
French
to
people
answer.
learn how to speak English, they just want to be speaking
No, wait.
over and over.
Listen.
I'm
I
just
have
telling you, I
I
went
have
to
a black
Burkina
American
Faso.
who went to Liberia, right? He live in Burkina Faso. He went to Liberia, right?
Sir, let me finish my word and Daniels will close. I'm just giving my opinion. What Harris was saying He was just explaining people that were fighting with Taylor, right? And we know Taylor, the other guy came, the Guineans came, they were looting the country. Yeah, these are the ECOMO forces that came to rescue the Liberians. Yeah, although there was a looting going on, right? And they loot the country. Even with Abacha was trying to play a neutral ground. He later was trying to protect Charles Taylor. But what George Bush said, that Abacha has to give up Taylor because he went to hide. He did caught him at the border of Cameroon.
Obasanjo.
Right, exactly. So
Blaise Compaoré never trust the west of Burkina Faso, who are Jula's people. He never trusted them when he was in power. Most of the people that back Blaise Compaoré are from the side that's close to Ghana. These were the area where he picked
this is
most of
not
his
my
people.
focus right
So
now.
you see
I'm
the
talking
lie.
about
You guys are lying all the time. Lie. You say rely on the Jula. Blaise Compaoré never trusted the Jula
I'm not
people.
saying
He
this. That's what
never.
I'm saying. That you learn how to
Do you
speak
know why,
English. I
Alan?
did not
St.
say
James, people like
that he
you.
Dallas want
was
to close.
depending on
Dallas
the
want to
Jula.
close, and we're gonna go on that lie.
Say James. See, you got
No,
to
no, I don't want him to say that, and then you close.
This is why this is the problem. When people speak positive of Burkina Faso, they are comfortable with that. But when you say anything negative, they come and just attack you. That's why this is the
We
issue
are
with French.
allowed
When
to
they learn how
attack the
to speak
lies.
good
We are
English,
allowed to attack the
they always
lies.
want to attack you.
Yo.
But
Okay,
I'm just telling
Exactly,
you the truth what really happened. Even Fude Sanko head of rebel was Mosquito. He used to drive on the motorbike all the way to Bobo Julaso, all the way to this place. How they call it all this place? Bobo Julaso, and they have Ouagadougou, right? He had the guy that was fighting with Mosquito was Burkinabe. And the time that I'm telling you right now, if all the West African even ban Burkinabe for going to their country, the reason why
It's a
Africa
lie
accepted
again.
them,
A lie
the reason
again.
why they
No, it's
accepted
not.
Which
the Ivory Coast
countries?
was because they
Which
were the
St.
countries?
farmers,
James,
because they
St.
work in
James,
the
be honest.
farmer industry in
St.
Cote
James, be
d'Ivoire.
honest to
So
yourself.
Yeah,
this is the
we
reason
have
why they
an
were accepted in
influx of
Cote d'Ivoire.
Burkina in southeastern Liberia right now. It's becoming a national issue now.
Exactly.
No,
This is the
This
fact.
St. James, you're a fucking
So why you
liar,
guys
bro.
being
Shut
so
up.
sensitive?
Hey,
You're
Elvis.
just an idiot,
Your
bro.
people
Shut
in
up. You're just an
Liberia, don't you
idiot.
think some of them came to Burkina Faso too?
No,
Who?
what he's
Why
saying.
would
I'm just telling
Liberian
you
There
go
were a
to?
lot of
these are
Liberians in
facts.
Burkina Faso.
Why would
No,
Liberian
that's
go to
fine. I'm not
Burkina
saying.
Faso?
I'm not saying it's
First
not
of
true.
all,
I'm just saying
when
some of the things
the
that's happened.
Burkinabe leaving from
Yo,
Burkina
Dinus.
Faso to go to Ivory Coast, they think they're going to abroad.
No, Burkinabe already
Ivory
living
Coast,
in
they are
Ivory Coast.
abroad.
We didn't need a war to go to Ivory Coast. We've been there since the beginning.
But
We've
that's
been
what
there.
I'm saying. You're abroad is Cote d'Ivoire. You're go and do farming over
Oh,
there.
come
You're
on,
in
come on,
Oh
City.
my God. Okay.
That's the
That's just,
reality.
That's
yes,
fine. That's fine. Hey,
he's right. City's right.
Hey,
I agree with you.
farming is a
Shut
good.
up, St. James.
Danful offers unparalleled, curated, and bespoke tours across Africa for travelers seeking genuine cultural experiences, enriched with magnificent sights, sounds, and flavors found on the continent. Each trip is reliably curated to ensure visitors are gifted with an immersive and authentic adventure. Whether you find yourself strolling along the charming white sand beaches of Sierra Leone, feasting on the mouth-watering delicious foods in Senegal, observing or partaking in various aspects of the Isheshi traditional system Ifa native to Yoruba land, Nigeria, with Danful, you will rediscover a fulfilling sense of kinship to the true heart of the motherland, her communities. Our core values focus on integrity, quality, safety, and sustainability. We are uniquely committed to assisting with the advancement of African infrastructure and promoting African businesses, so both travelers and the communities they visit receive beneficial exchanges. At Danful, we understand the importance of connectivity, and we have created a model which provides bespoke experiences based on your passions or hobbies. With us, expect a long-lasting spiritual bond between you and your destinations. Live, love, Danful, Africa. To learn more, visit danful.africa.